What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Casually Chelsea show. I am accompanied by the panel of Scott, Oliver Twist, and myself, Marshall DBDX. And ladies and gents, we are, I want to say, a little bit more than 24 hours away from the January transfer window officially closing.
Tic tac. Tic tac.
Now, I am not going to do a transfer deadline stream. I will maybe be on TJ Warren TV for a transfer deadline show, but I refuse to do a transfer deadline considering there's just way too many briefings out there and way too many not enough things going on.
Marshall, we're going to be on stream when transfer deadline
Talking
is.
about outgoings.
No,
no. We'll also be talking about the game. Yeah,
I was going to say transfer deadline is while we are streaming tomorrow after we play football.
It's insane, the timing of it. So yeah, on top of that too, like obviously it's not going to be held. People are going to talk about transfers during tomorrow's match review. As much as I would love to just focus on the football, as much as I'd love to focus on the football now, but it is what it is. This is just Chelsea and never a dull moment with them. But, ladies and gents, if you haven't done so already, smash up the like button to help out the channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well to join in on the fun here at Casually FC. Be sure to check out the links in the description for a bunch of other content like a Discord, my Twitter, as well as other content creators in the description. And be sure to also check out the memberships, as there are 4 different tiers starting at 99p to help out the channel. All right, let's just get right into it. There's a few little things. We'll start off with another club, and then we'll get to our club. And by another club, I mean Strasbourg. So Strasbourg's been moving how we were moving, in a sense, 2 seasons ago in January. They have been signing and doing a lot of business in the January transfer window, which is maybe it explains why things have been a little slow on our end in terms of incomings, but maybe that was the plan all along. We'll discuss. So yeah, to start things off here, we have here exclusive from David Ornstein. Strasbourg reach agreement with Southampton to sign top English talent Samuel Amoya. Deal for 18-year-old Saints FC winger. Loan and obligation to buy at 7 million euros total package on a 5-year contract. Strasbourg medical done. Parties working to complete the deal. Then we have here, and this is a player I remember. Strasbourg reached an agreement for Valentin Barco, a loan with a compulsory purchase option of 10 million euros. Brighton will keep a percentage of the future sale, according to Matt Moretto. We continue here as well with Fabrizio saying that Strasbourg are closing in on a deal to sign Valentin Barco from Brighton, as Santi JFM reported. Deal discussed on loan with a mandatory buy clause worth 10 million euro package. There's a sell-on clause worth more than 10% of his future resale. And then here we have the Here We Go, essentially. Transfer fee close to 10 million euro, loan with obligation to buy clause, and 10% sell-on clause, as he will be Blue Co group player. Medical tomorrow in London, then in Strasbourg. And I forget what position he played. I think he's a center back.
He's left back.
He's a left back.
He's basically he's basically the Wiley replacement.
Gotcha. Because I remember last season, this guy, we were in for him, but Brighton ended up actually getting the player.
He was at Boca Juniors, wasn't he?
Yeah, yes, he was at Boca, and Strasbourg was the one that ended up, showing interest for the player, and then he ended up
it was us that was interested.
Oh, it was Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's then loan him out, but we were the club that
most likely though. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But hey, listen, I mean, on one end, we're not Strasbourg fan. This isn't Casually Strasbourg. But on one end, it is Blue Co. It is related to us in some shape or form. I guess talking to you guys, do these signings for Strasbourg frustrate you, or are you kind of just like, good for Strasbourg?
I genuinely don't give a shit, I'll be so honest.
Okay. Well, I'm saying good for Strasbourg, because I think in terms of recruitment, it could help us out, depending on what the hell the plan even is. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know. If Strasbourg were to get into a Champions League spot, European spot, I'm sure it helps attract players towards Strasbourg versus coming straight to us, and then us having to spend a loan or whatever to Strasbourg, which obviously it's a rat's nest in terms of how messy the recalls and loaning and keeping track of all the players and how many we have. It's just a hot mess, and I cover the news on my channel, and it's just annoying to try to even keep track of who's going where and what's going on and how many places we have international loans and all this BS. But hey, I mean, 2 players there, potential signings for Strasbourg. They're about to be not a Champions League run, but they're in a run for European places, which is great for them. And I think it would benefit this whole plan, I hope, whatever that plan may be, of scouting youth and all the BS. I mean, do you share any different sentiment at all, Oliver, or you're along the lines of the same with Scott? Don't really care?
I don't really care. I mean, I am happy for Strasbourg. The thing is with me, I don't see this as a scenario where one club impacts the other. I think we can both coexist. They can be doing exactly what they're doing right now, and we can be doing our bare minimum or even higher than that. We can be getting our targets that impact our squad in the way that we need. So I don't think it has an impact. For us, we've got such simple solutions to what we need, and we're probably going to go into it. Chief among them being recall a midfielder. We're not even doing that. Are you telling me that Strasbourg is impacting that? Of course, except for Santos. Of course, because he's there. They don't have an impact on that. We are refusing to recall Leslie Ugochukwu, just as an example. So I don't see it having any impact at all, really. I'm just happy for them, but I'm not looking at them with any envy, they're making all these signings, we should be taking some of that. That's not the case for me.
To be fair to Strasbourg, they are challenging for the Champions League, so it makes sense why they're doing so much business for them. That was sarcasm, in case anyone couldn't understand.
I could tell, because I'm just like, wait a minute, what are we doing?
Exactly. That was the point of the joke.
Hey, I mean, I don't know, man. I can sit here and give different perspectives on why I think maybe this is listen, one thing I do in my life and one thing I do with everything is just I try to be understanding, even when things make absolutely no fucking sense. But let's get into the next part of the show. No, we don't care about Strasbourg. I do, sort of, but not really. Okay, the final minutes. This little part, kind of giving us a little bit of an insight of what exactly is being touted to be done towards the final moments of the transfer window, and this will segue us into the other parts of the show as well. So Chelsea, according to Matt Law, are braced for a very busy end of the window with a number of potential exits, and the club still looking at number 9s, wingers, and midfielders, either for now or in the summer, which... yeah, I mean, time will tell. We are being linked with a few targets here. Chelsea are still in the market for a midfielder, still in the market for something else, exploring opportunities. 2 days to go. It's going to be crazy. Chelsea is trying to be active, and I mean, it has been very active. It has been crazy. Obviously, no one's going to be satisfied with anything at this point. Like I said in the last stream, I recall Chalobah, which has been done, and recall or give me a midfielder. I probably will be okay with that. There's been a lot of outgoings. Renato Vega, Carney, which we're going to discuss. Casadei, we're going to discuss. Chilwell potentially on a loan as well. Recalls and all types of things. There's been a lot of movement. Let's just get into the next segment, which is going to be midfield targets. So this is what happened today. So exclusive from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea keep working on new midfielder with inquiry made for Man City, to Man City for 2005-born midfielder Nico Riley. City don't want to lose future control of the player. Not an easy deal. Follows inquiry made for Matis Amagu, reported last week, still on the list. So yeah, this is another one that's once again back on the radar. Chelsea also in talks with Matis Amagu, as well as Chelsea also made an inquiry for 19-year-old Saint Etienne midfielder Matis Amagu last week, and he's still on their list. I'm going to be honest, guys. Not gonna pretend like I know who the fuck these players are. I'm not gonna pretend like I've seen them. I'm not gonna pretend like I watched them. I've scouted them. Whatever. At the end of the day, and this, you're not gonna agree with me. I think this makes sense. At the end of the day, going to what Oliver said with Leslie Ugochukwu, the way I see it is that people were pissed off with Renato Vega not getting minutes. And so, for me, with Leslie and Santos, to go from first team minutes to now being dropped to bench rotational minutes because we're having them as a backup in case Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez were to be unavailable for a match. They would be in there, maybe even to rotate as well, maybe come off the bench or for a few games. I think it's a lot easier to negotiate that and to work with either of these targets if that is the case. And I think they'd be more understanding to that. So, in my opinion, I think bring either of them if it's possible. And I think with either of these players, whether they're a Cam or a CDM, we can probably have them manage and play an 8 position. I know people aren't going to agree with that, but I think this is actually reasonable. So I'm not going to lose my head on this.
Have you been drinking?
No. I'm just being reasonable here. I just don't think.
Well,
because here's a hypothetical that I think would happen if we recall a Santos or an Ugochukwu. I'll start with Ugochukwu. I feel like Ugochukwu, if we recall him, is just going to be a repeat of Renato Vega. And then everyone's just going to be pissed the fuck off about it. And with me, in terms of Santos, I don't even know if Santos wants to stay at Chelsea. I'm not entirely sure because he was pretty adamant about getting a loan back out to Strasbourg. I just technically really don't know what to expect with him, but I'd rather not just upset that. I'd rather just give him the rest of his. He's also an important player for Strasbourg, and Strasbourg is of a vested interest for Blue Co. Right? So it's just.
And that's where it makes sense,
difficult.
But with
they're very difficult negotiations.
Well, see, that's where it makes sense. But with Leslie Ugochukwu, you're at Southampton. You were benched for the entire first half of the season, and this stuff about like upsetting the player. I'm sorry, but I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I'm going to put the health of the first team squad over an individual player's interests. I'm not having Caicedo pick up an injury. We're already at risk of losing out on top 4 with him. Imagine without him.
I understand that. I personally don't care about the player's interests. But you're going to care later when the player says, I don't want to play for, when the player wants to find a move, very much like Renato Vega, and then you're going to come back on this platform and say, we're a joke of a club. We can't keep Leslie Ugochukwu. Because
it depends how much you rate him.
If Leslie can't get minutes in this team right now, then he's never going to be good enough for Chelsea, period.
But he's not going to get minutes. You know he's not going to get minutes.
Then that's a fault with the club and the way that the manager is doing things.
It's not necessarily that. It's because... No, it's because we have Enzo and Caicedo in front of him.
So you're telling me he can't play 20, 30 minutes a game?
He's not going to be happy going from starting minutes at Southampton, even though they're in a relegation battle, and even though it's a shitty team. Because these players want to play. That's why Cole Palmer left. He wasn't happy with sub minutes. That's why he came to Chelsea.
Well, how come Vega wants to stay at Chelsea?
Vega doesn't want to stay at Chelsea.
Yes, he does. That's why he wanted a dry loan. Because he wanted to go to Juve to get experience playing centre-back to then come back to Chelsea and still play for Chelsea.
I don't believe that. Personally, me, I don't believe it. I feel like he tried to get a permanent and they weren't biting on it. And so he saw the backlash and he's like, oh, no, I want to stay at Chelsea. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. I don't think he wants to stay at Chelsea. Because the other thing too, just to put this into the conversation is, for me, it doesn't make sense how Renato Vega. I blame the Samaresca, by the way. Just putting it out there, right? The whole Renato Vega situation. But for me, with Renato Vega, I don't understand how you negotiate with Chelsea from Basel. You know Cucurella's ahead of you, and then you're not going to have very many minutes. And then this whole thing with the whole Roberto Martinez things happened, and now you want extra minutes. I know things change. I know you probably are pissed off that Malo Gusto is playing ahead of you, who's not even a left back. But it's kind of like, I mean, you were going to get backup minutes. You knew this already to an extent.
I mean, you say things change though. Couldn't we say the same thing for Ugochukwu though? Like we were banking on Romeo Lavia to stay fit, and that hasn't happened. So things change.
Yeah, but Lavia's not out for the whole season. He's coming back in March.
He's only going to play 10 more games. That's what Maresca said in the press conference. 10 more games in the Premier League he's going to be available for.
And how many games do we have left in the Premier League right now? 16?
I'd need to check that.
We don't have that many games left.
And by the way, that's 10 games assuming, but that's 10 games assuming he doesn't get injured after he recovers from this injury.
It is 10 games assuming he doesn't get injured. But once he comes back, then what happens to Ugochukwu?
Oh my god, Marshall. By the way, so what we're saying,
here
is instead of recalling Leslie, and instead of doing something to actually fix this midfield, like maybe a Douglas Luiz loan, you're saying what makes sense is to either sign a number 10. So not a number 8 or a number 6. We need a number 10 from Manchester City who doesn't start at all and is only in the squad because they have injuries, who is 18 again, or to sign, who I've just looked up, a recently turned 19-year-old in his first season, playing for the third worst team in Ligue 1, where he's played 800 minutes all season. That's the answer to our midfield for depth.
I'm just saying it seems the most reasonable. That player is not going to want to leave Chelsea because he understands I'm inexperienced. I'm here as a sub. I am not getting, is he getting starting minutes? He's barely getting minutes where he's playing. It just, for me, I want Leslie to come back. My choice would be recall Leslie. But I feel my hypothetical is that if Leslie were to come back and he's just wasted away again once we're done using him because Lavia's going to come back and he's going to take his minutes. We don't know if Caicedo's going to... I'm assuming Caicedo will stay fit for the rest of the season. It is scary, but I'm assuming he's going to stay fit. Enzo will probably stay fit for the rest of the season too. So then in the summer, I can see the player wanting to move out of Chelsea.
That's a conversation to have in the summer. We're talking about now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's like one of those things that, like, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
No, it's really not.
Really? It's not. It's not cool.
No, but I'm saying, sir, like, if he wants to leave in the summer, then we're having a whole another conversation about.
If he already wants to leave in the summer, then that's a damning indictment of our club. This is a kid.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would it be a damning indictment on a club? We're doing the one thing that you're asking him to do is recall the player.
Because if he wants
instead of
to
letting him just have his first.
This is his second season, by the way, Marshall, at Chelsea. Technically speaking, this season. This is his, third or fourth season of professional football, full stop. If he already wants to leave Chelsea after one season where he spent most of it not playing fair enough, but I'm not really surprised, and a second season where he spent at least half of it not playing and has then only started to play recently once they changed manager, and now he wants to leave, that would be a damning indictment of our club, and I'll be honest, just let him go at that point. Like, who cares?
I disagree. I don't think it'd be an indictment on our club.
I think the point has also been raised by people as well that we're keeping him on loan potentially to keep his market value up. So he's leaving anyway. So he's leaving anyway.
Well, we don't know that. That's a theory.
I mean, that could be a view. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a view.
Gain more experience. So I'm going to gain experience playing for Southampton. They're shit.
They are shit.
Right. So get minutes here, rotating. And he can play minutes and rotate Caicedo out. So
he'd be a guaranteed
starter. He'll be a Conference League starter as well.
He'd be a guaranteed starter in the
Cup games.
Cup games.
Oh, you've got
Southampton at home, Leicester at home.
We have FA Cup.
Marshall, you got to remember, Casadei was our starting midfielder in the Conference League. He's now gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who's replacing him?
No one.
No one at the moment.
One of these two kids.
Raksaki, maybe. I don't know if he went to Coventry. Like, there's players. Raksaki. I don't know if he actually ended up going to Coventry.
He's still there.
Yeah. What I'm trying to get at is like, it's like the buck has to stop somewhere. Like, it's either I'm a strong believer that either you recall Leslie now and we're good to go. You know, I want that. And then accept the fact that he might want to leave at the end of the season, which,
that's fine.
You know, if it's a Chelsea...
That's
it's fine. If he wants to leave,
now.
it's fine. But I'm not gonna sit and bitch about like, oh, look at how we treated this player. Now he wants to. I'm not gonna bitch about it because I wanted him to solve our season.
Young player thing. It's no need to. I disagree with Scott about indictment on the thing. It's just that the players are younger. They're starting younger now in their careers, so it's like they want more younger.
For me, it's kind of like I can't.
You get a taste of it. I can still even think that if he does play well, it's still an option for next season. Given that if we do get Champions League position, there's even more games next season. You know what I mean? There's even more to go. But you did so well in the Premier League. We know you're proven. Stick around. You and Santos come back because Lavi's still not going to be still going to have fitness issues. He's still an option you can still use. You just got to sell it to him. The thing falls on the real thing falls on if you call him back. Is Maresca going to use him?
Yeah,
that would be it. That would be it. It would be like, well, did you go to Maresca and go, if we call this guy back, are you going to use him? And so if Maresca says, well, there's no point then. Yeah, calling him. You know what I mean? There's no point.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I guess for me, it's kind of like PTSD. Like, I, in an ideal world, I would like to recall Leslie, and this could possibly happen. Recall Leslie, and in the summer, next season, Leslie stays at Chelsea as a bench option, and he's happy with that. I just doubt he's going to be happy with it, considering he just got first team minutes now and all that fun stuff.
Again, like the reason I said about the indictment thing is because there would be no reason for him to want to leave unless he believes we as a club have lost faith in him. Which is where I'd say it'd be an indictment, because most of these players don't want to leave us.
Yeah.
Even if they're young, they don't want to leave. Like I said with the Vega thing, he wants to stay ultimately. The Santos thing is just because he knows Santos is one of the best young players in the world at the moment. He knows he could start anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Leslie's not on that level. So if he wants to leave, it's because we're never going to play him. And if we're never going to play him, just sell him anyway. It doesn't matter. He's never going to want to leave like that.
But that falls on, again, that presuming you stick with Maresca, and I hope they do, that falls on Maresca again to have a conversation. It's nothing to do with sporting directors shouldn't be getting involved, or the ownership. Oh yeah, you'll definitely get his minutes. That's not up to them. That's up to the coach. Should be ultimately up to the coach.
I'll give you an example.
The coach should go. I said, at the moment I've got blah blah blah, obviously, but I'm going to work you in and out. I'm going to give you minutes, but then it's up to you to take the opportunity. That's all the conversation should be. Do you know what I mean? We have a big squad here. We have a big squad. We're going to go into multiple competitions. We're going to go far in multiple competitions. Everyone, we're going to pick up. Obviously, we're going to pick up injuries and suspensions. But I'm going to throw you in there. When I throw you in there,
yeah.
Also, I'll give you another example of players not wanting to leave. We have heard the entire window that the only way Nkunku leaves is if he pushes to leave. He's still here.
He hasn't pushed. He's not pushed.
He might want to. He might not be satisfied and be thinking about moving. He's not pushed. And that's an Nkunku who could start. He'd start for PSG right now.
God's sake, man! Turn your camera off if you're doing that.
He'd start for PSG.
Kissing at the camera. What are you doing?
He'd start for Bayern. He would start at so many different clubs. He's not pushing to leave.
Sorry, hold on, Scott.
Even João Felix.
He can see me backstage. Right. He can see me backstage. You guys can. Marshall can see me backstage. Should have waited.
You can turn off your camera.
But my camera was on. I should have waited until the bite
you
was
could have
done
turned off your
before you got
camera.
me on. It's Marshall's fault, man. The fraud, man.
You could have turned off your camera. You could have waited till you were done eating.
Hey, you wouldn't do this for Surfer, but because that's me, and we know why.
I am professional. That's why I wouldn't eat on camera. I'm professional.
We
don't even know Surfer even eats. Period.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I've never seen the guy eat.
I would never
fair.
eat on camera anything. Okay?
To be fair, I don't know if Scott's human. I don't know if Oliver's human. Actually, I know if Oliver's
Definitely,
human.
I'll tell you that fucking much.
But we all know Johnny Minerals is. Anyways, continue, Scott. What were you saying?
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
No,
Finish over your
No,
saying.
I'd finish. I just said if Nkunku isn't pushing to leave, then there's no chance Leslie pushes to leave.
Yeah, I mean,
Even I was about to say, I think even like even João Felix, you hear it's more. Nothing's really come out about like from João Felix. It's more his agent.
yeah,
Now
it's more
people
his
might
agent.
go, well, he's not going.
Yeah.
His agent's not going to do anything that the player wouldn't do. This is Jorge Mendes. I mean, he's like,
Yeah,
one of the big bosses when it comes to agents. You know what I mean?
you know,
He's
the
like Morata's
hardest
agent, just shipping him around. Money laundering.
dude. Morata's been to so many clubs; it's insane.
Bro, he has to travel with 2 passports because there's too many stamps on one of them.
You need a second one just for your visas.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my days.
I mean, he's had to apply for like so many citizenships. It's ridiculous. This guy. Do you know what I mean? It's, now it's going to stamp the Turkish one on it.
It's you know, I think part of it is too, like with this transfer window, one of the things that has been very, very I guess adamant or very, very visible is there's apparent. There's a lot of noise. People don't know if Felix wants to leave or if it's his agent. Same thing with Nkunku. Like, you know, I'm inclined to believe Nkunku does want to leave, but he's kind of being respectful and professional about it because he's not getting the minutes he thinks he deserves. But it might be very much what Scott's case is that he doesn't want to leave. Like a lot of these players don't necessarily want to leave, you know. Casadei and actually we'll talk on Casadei, but yeah, it's a weird scenario. I understand where you guys are coming from. I do hope that if we were to bring back a Leslie, because there's still tomorrow to make a final last minute decision on all this. We've seen the window do crazy tips and turns all over the timeline. If he does come back, I hope he stays at Chelsea because I do think there's a very good midfielder in. Obviously, we know Santos is good. You guys know I believe Santos is good. Leslie, I think, is also a very good midfielder in the making, and I would like for him to be a part of the long-term project for Chelsea. Let's actually, before I go and move on to the next topic, Ilkan, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. CFC best 11 of the 2010s if some players stayed. Interesting. A goalkeeper, Courtois. Right back, Aspie. Center back, Thiago Silva. Other center back,
Silva
Cahill.
won 2010s.
Good
No,
point.
he wasn't.
Good
Yeah,
point.
he wasn't.
Good point.
Yeah.
There.
There you go, Ilkan.
On this. Cole was still there, by the way.
Yeah. Cahill is another center
Ivanovic
back.
is still there.
Alonso is in the left back.
Disgrace.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, big up.
Actually-
Thank you, Ilkan, for your brilliant.
Double pivot of
I will
Fabregas.
now rip this to
what's
shreds
this
right
about?
now.
What is
Hang on, no. I will rip this to shreds right
What
now.
do you mean?
First of
No.
all,
What is it about?
It's just he said, well, read it. It's right there in front of you. What do you mean? What's it about?
I am reading it. I want the context.
What do you
There
mean
is no
no context? You
context.
just said
There's a context, they're just stating it.
Oh, so you guys weren't talking about something that led to him putting in the super chat?
No, he just
Nope.
put it in now.
Don't think so.
No.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
the thing.
That's
Here's
why I
the
wanted
thing.
to know.
Ilkan.
Surfer, I wanted to be all.
Shut up. And eat or finish your meal. I'll do something. Put that back up. What are you doing? Put that back
Oh
up.
shit, my bad.
Put that back up. Put $10 in. Let me just rip this apart. First of all, you'd have Aspie at left back, or you put
Smash up the
Ashley
like
Cole there.
buttons.
And Ivanovic was still there, bro, until at least 2015 at least. So you could put Ivanovic in. Thiago Silva's 2020, as Oliver said. So you could put Rudiger in, or you could keep John Terry still. No, John Terry didn't finish playing until 2016 for us properly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What are we doing here? And how dare you not put Mata in there? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Where's Mata? Oh, Mata in there.
Now, this is the context of if players stayed, so he saved De Bruyne's trajectory with.
Nah, Mata just hit a 53 GNA season when we sold him.
I mean, that's true. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know.
What about that?
Yeah. Matic.
Also,
Matic.
the fact that we're putting that fat Eden Hazard over Willian is a crime. So what?
Disgrace. Yeah, thank you very
All
much.
right, well, that was nice. Nice to speak to you, Prime. You had a good day today.
Before we move on,
Good
I
showing
just
on
want
the
to
stream.
say, if
Wait till he gives you the proper the signal that he wants to come back on. His camera's ready. Wait till he gives you the
He's gonna take another bite of his food to come on. You know what he's gonna do?
if we, by the way, on a side note, if we do bring in those two midfielders, just liquidate the fucking club. Liquidate the club, man.
If we bring in
and-
2 of those midfielders, is that what you're saying?
Either 2 of those midfielders that the talk you spoke about before, O'Reilly or the other one, if we bring either of those two in, just liquidate the club, man. These men love their number 10s. They're like Diddy.
No more number 10s. I agree. No more number 10s. But I don't agree with the last part of that. It's okay. You can go back in the stream and find it.
Don't make me go back to this stream and find it.
What was I gonna do?
Like
Okay,
10
here.
seconds ago. 15 seconds ago.
So Robbie Mont, that's funny. Marshall believes the media and then doesn't believe the media. It's called building your own story based on what you think is going on. It's just genuinely, I gather the information. The only one I really trust tit for tat has been really like Ornstein. Everyone else, Fabrizio's gotten things wrong lately. Matt Law was anti-Chelsea and now he's pro-Chelsea. And then everyone else says news. So it's just, I'm just trying to kind of cut through the PR and kind of come to the conclusion, whether nihilistic or optimistic, of what is actually happening. So it's not, I believe some, believed.
So you like really building your own stories. Do you work for Disney Plus, Marshall?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I have an animation major. I don't know if you knew that. Fun fact.
No wonder you got cartoonish views. That's what you've got.
Yeah, exactly. I got cartoonish views.
Oh, so you laugh at Surfer's joke, but not mine. Okay, I see how it is. I see how this
I
is.
can barely hear you sometimes with your headset
why is the
microphone.
thing up there? Why have you brought it down to your...
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you a lot clearer, actually. Who would have thought? Who would have thought if the microphone was here versus actually here, it would work a lot better?
Okay. Okay, so let me make the joke again. Marshall, you like building stories. Do you work for Disney Plus?
I responded too. I said yes. Let's move on.
I'm gonna leave a dislike on this stream.
That's still engagement.
No, it still helps the algorithm.
I'll take it.
As many dislikes as you want.
Let's move on to the next story here. Striker considerations. So this is another one that might trigger some people. We have a short list of strikers that came out. It's definitely a short list. And I mean, a lot of this is BS. You guys already know this, so let's just get into it. Chelsea have a list of strikers they are making checks on, including Evan Ferguson, Liam Delap, Victor Gyökeres, and Benjamin Sesko. We continue on.
That list has gone down by 1.
Yeah. It's unclear whether or not Delap, Gyökeres, or Sesko could be allowed to leave their clubs this month. Ferguson could leave Brighton, but they are unlikely to sanction a loan to Chelsea, which means the Blues might have to sign him permanently. Sesko, right here, is appreciated by Chelsea. However, it's one for the summer, not January, and he's also an Arsenal target, according to Fabrizio. And then here we have the Evan Ferguson update. So according to Ben Jacobs, West Ham are in advanced talks with Brighton for Evan Ferguson. Chelsea are monitoring the situation, but no direct approach yet. Then we have the West Ham deal agreed with Brighton. And then a straight loan, right? Wait, what the hell? Oh, I don't have the here we go. Oh, I thought I had the here we go. All right, this is pretty much it then. West Ham agreed deal with Brighton to sign striker Evan Ferguson, straight loan until end of season. So that's our target. I'm sure we want Gyökeres, but it's not going to happen. Not this window, at least.
Well, it could have been if you'd done it at the start of the window.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Hey, that's my striker, man. My countryman striker.
Oh yeah, you like Evan Ferguson.
Yeah, but You're
Can't say
terrible,
fit.
Surfer. But anyways,
Yeah, I know that. I'm proud of that.
yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, with Ferguson, he's at West Ham, and I would rather he be there because it's a good move for him. He can actually play and get game time instead of coming in Chelsea. I don't think he's not the right like fit for us. So
Wait, why do you say that? Why do you think he's not the right fit?
because the guy's barely played this season because of his injury, and we need someone that can actually kick on straight away for one.
Oh yeah,
He's also being
that's
sold
true.
by Brighton after this season as well.
I think he is a quality player, by the way. He's a talented striker, but I think we don't. We need someone. We don't need potential. We need someone that can actually kick on straight away. So,
Yeah, I don't disagree. Other than Gyökeres, though, I don't really have much interest to entertain the other ones, really. But then again, what do I know?
what other ones?
Sesko.
Oh, Sesko.
Yeah, fuck
Still
Sesko.
up.
Sesko.
By the way,
Lap.
Marshall, did you
Actually, no, I like the lap too. Yeah.
Marshall, do you want a fun stat on Sesko?
I think you told me, but go ahead.
Madueke is 1 goal behind his league tally this season.
Oh. Okay, you didn't tell me that one. Yeah. And he's in Bundesliga too, of all.
He's an
of all
Arsenal
teams.
target anyway. Arsenal gonna sign him in the summer. I'm gonna sign him.
Do you guys reckon maybe it's Leipzig tax? Because Leipzig's just not been very good this season.
No, because Openda was good last season. I don't know how many he's got this season, but Openda was good last season for them, and Kuli's been good for them.
I haven't checked for him.
Yeah,
I remember.
so
I also remember before Werner went up on loan the first time to Spurs, he was ahead of Sesko in the pecking order. How was that possible?
Wow.
If you're so
No,
good.
he was
Yeah.
behind.
That's 'cause
I'm
he
pretty sure he
strong.
was behind Sesko.
Yeah.
Flirting in that area anyway. You know, so.
Disappointed, yeah. Again. Very
Never,
funny.
never
trust that fraud.
Never trust
that
this
fraud.
source.
Yeah.
And never put this source in my chat ever again, or you'll get
Wait,
ban.
coach trade. Okay. But yeah, Ahmed, don't trust Ahmed's. Ahmed's nations are built on
Lies.
plywood and water. So
Yeah.
Plywood and water. Sounds like a great combo. That sounds like something you use to make a boat, though, not a bridge.
exactly, Marshall is my point.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough.
Marshall, keep up, man. Keep up.
I'm trying. With everything happening in the January transfer window, it's just I'm getting lost in the sauce. But yeah, that's the striker targets. Let's move on to more entertaining topics, which, I mean, this isn't really that much entertaining, but we're close to the big one that actually just dropped as we were streaming. But let's just do this real quick just to get to that story. The loans. So David Washington sent to join Santos on loan. The very team that we purchased him from. And it's about time, because this guy has been just there in our under 21s. I think it's under 21s this whole time, and really saw a few minutes under Pochettino. Santos have now reached an agreement with Chelsea for David Washington on loan and will pay his full salary. The player had shown a desire to go back to Santos. Yeah, I wonder why. Santos have agreed to pay 100% of David Washington's wages on loan. The club is awaiting documentation from Chelsea before announcing the return of the Villa boy on loan until the end of the year. Another player I wanted to bring up here on this loan topic is Caleb Wiley has returned from his loan from Strasbourg and now is set to go on another loan to Watford. And then two more here. Everton have been attempted to come to an arrangement with Chelsea about cutting short Armando Broja's season-long loan. Chelsea may ask for a large fee to terminate early. Chelsea may ask Everton for a large fee to terminate the Broja agreement early, considering he has not scored this season and the danger of his transfer value dropping. Broja potentially coming back. I don't think that's been done yet. We have Wiley going to Watford and Santos going back, or David Washington going back to Santos. Any thoughts really on that?
The Wiley one seems good. I say seems because it's this club, who knows? Because they actually use a back three. Like that could be good.
Mhm.
The others, like the Broja thing's jokes. He's injured for 12 weeks. So that's why they're trying to terminate it. And we're trying to ask for a fee for them to terminate a loan for an injured player is just okay. Sure. The Washington one, just who cares? I just feel bad for this kid. Like do I feel bad? We've paid for him to have a 2-year holiday or a 1.5-year holiday in fucking England.
Pay for him to play with
The most expensive holiday. The most expensive, like,
You remember how much you paid for him? I don't remember.
Like
I don't remember
13
how much you
mil.
paid
something
for
like
him.
that.
Probably
Jesus.
Yeah.
13 to
Yeah.
15 mil. Something like that.
It's a lot just to play in under 21s. Speaking of under 21s, we're not under 21 likes, but we're definitely under 50. So smash up the like. Over 100 of you guys here watching. We will go over the Chilwell news. It's up next. So big up, smash those like buttons. Hopefully we can get those likes up to 50. All right. Yeah, I mean, I hope the Watford one works out for Wiley. If he's any, I've heard he's a lot like in terms of play style, he's similar to Anthony. Is it Anthony? Is Anthony the one in Fulham?
Yeah, Robinson.
Anthony Robinson. He's similar in play style to Robinson, which I do like Robinson. But he still needs to be developed, obviously, and he needs to stay fit, which is another one. So I do hope that works out for him at Watford. But who knows what's going to happen with this Washington guy? If I that one, I'm pretty convinced is going to be a flip for profit. I'm pretty sure of it.
Where?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where is he going to be flipped? No one's going to watch him back at Santos. They can't afford him. That's why they sell him for so high. Where's he going to be flipped?
Yeah, I say the best chance you've got is he does really well for Santos and one of like Botafogo or Palmeiras buy him.
Yeah, the thing will happen is this.
Or the other option is he does. You've got another big South American team, or maybe North American team like MLS or Liga MX buy him. Like that's the best hope you've got.
Or
I mean,
we purchase a Brazilian team and he just goes there.
I mean, it depends. He's gone to Santos. Neymar's at Santos. Maybe their only hope is that Neymar will actually stay fit and then Washington will shine. But knowing what Neymar's like right now, all he cares about is his sister. So he's not going to be really fit to play games. And I think Neymar will probably retire in a year or two anyways. This whole Santos thing is more...
I didn't even fucking realize. Sorry to interrupt. They're in Serie B, I think.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. But anyways, this whole Washington thing was a bit of like, I say a bit. It's a lot of a waste. Just like the whole, we didn't even get to flip him for profit. So, what's even the point? But,
big up to Ilkan again for the $4.99 super chat. Striker. I forgot there's another loan here that I'm going to mention. Striker shortlist: Isak, Gyökeres, Osimhen, Vlahovic, Ferguson, Delap. Is that your shortlist, Ilkan?
Take Ferguson and Vlahovic out, and then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with those targets, to be honest. If you take out Vlahovic,
those two, Vlahovic and Ferguson, stink.
Yeah. I forgot to mention
That's
this.
a project, and the other two.
Trigger warning for Scott, but I forgot to mention this.
Is it Anselmino?
Maresca's delighted with Anselmino in training. If Disasi leaves, he will stay, and if he doesn't, he will. He has offers from Marseille and Dortmund. And listen, if you could put 2 and 2 together, it looks like Disasi's staying. Marseille have made a loan offer until the end of the season for Aaron Anselmino. Olympique Marseille have agreed terms with Aaron Anselmino as a loan move from Chelsea. Would not include any buy option clause. Deal now depends on Chelsea and loan spots available, waiting for English club to make a decision on which player they will loan. And Olympique Marseille are in talks to sign Aaron Anselmino from Chelsea on a loan deal until June. Official bid has been sent, as L'Equipe reported. Understand Borussia Dortmund have also asked for Anselmino this week as an option. And then lastly here, Olympique Marseille and Chelsea have agreed on Aaron Anselmino loan move. Now it all depends on how Chelsea would decide to manage the loan spots, as they still have many decisions to make. Atalanta, not in the race anymore, as they signed Stefan Posch from Bologna. Another player also going on loan. This is actually a pretty decent step up for him, I would say. Where is Marseille on the table, actually? Let me look at. I don't know if he's gonna get first team minutes, but he'll definitely get minutes in general. Scott, how do you feel about this? I'm afraid to ask, but I'm asking you.
No, I like the move.
Okay.
I think it's a good move. It's like him under De Zerbi is good. He played like the centre backs play a similar way under De Zerbi than they do under Maresca, so he'll get experience that way. It's a good way to test if he's good enough. If he gets in their team ahead of
Marseille's in second place.
Yeah, if he gets in their team ahead of Balerdi and whoever it is, I can't remember, at centre back, then like it probably shows that he can make the step up. This is a better move for us to do for him than trying to put him in our team right now. I think it's a good idea. And even if he
Cornelius and Murillo, those are center backs that played the last match against Lyon.
Murillo's are they playing a back three?
There's a Murillo in this team. They're playing a back three.
Yeah, because if Murillo's the one I think,
Murillo. Okay.
Yeah, he's right back. He used to play in MLS. Interesting. But yeah, so he'll get game time.
This is
I'm hopeful. Team. I'm hopeful, but obviously we know how our loans go, so he'll probably never play, and then we'll recall him after, or he'll come back in the summer, having played all of like 10 minutes. But no, in all seriousness, I do hope he does well, and like my whole thing with him is like I just want him to get experience and show he can play at this level. Because playing 1,000 minutes for Boca Juniors in the Argentinian league is not a suitable example that you can play in the Premier League.
Yeah, for sure. It was, in my opinion, when he got recalled from his loan at Boca, I was very fearful that he was going to be shoved into the team, because I would have thought that would have been very, very dumb thing to do and a very desperate thing to do. He's an 18-year-old, depending on, putting our hopes on an 18-year-old that just came from South America to perform at this high level. No disrespect to South American football, right? But like that's staunch difference in terms of like physicality and the amount of energy it takes.
I'll remind you of this in the summer. The most used name in this Chelsea fan base will be Esteban. I'll just remind you of that. So.
But what I will say is, like, I think it's a good challenge
I'm
as well.
I'm just saying this fan base. That's all.
The reason why I think it's a good challenge and why you can't necessarily like judge the Argentinian league. I just want to double check what I'm about to say before what I say is wrong. But let me see where they are. Well, I mean, they're doing terribly this season. I don't know where Boca Juniors were last season, but they're one of the best teams in South America, or in Argentina, I should say. So it's like,
for sure,
it's always hard to judge. It's the same with like the Portuguese league. It's why it's so hard to judge to an extent how good Gyökeres is, because when you're playing for one of the best teams in the league, and the disparity between that team and so many other teams in the league is so high, so it's hard to judge. So I think now going to Marseille, where the disparity is a lot closer, it's going to be interesting.
Giving Varna's message up, I just want to respond. Varna, the second to last message. Were you not here during Roman Abramovich's period when we had like 50 loans a season or something? You're not here.
It's why the loan rules were invented.
It was called the Loan Army, bro. We had a loan
Dijon
army.
Mustard.
Literally,
Dijon Mustard.
Roman is the reason that the loan rules came in. Us and some of the,
exactly,
I'll say it was us and some of the Italian clubs. Atalanta were the same.
Yeah. We are the reason the loan system sucks now, because we can't loan out so many players. That's why.
Bro, people not remember we had players on loan like Dilaboji, Nathan,
Deadwood and young players.
Abel Rahman. We had
remember how many loans we had to do for Batshuayi to get rid of him?
Bro, we had like at one point
Man traveled all of Europe.
Oh, at one point we had like 2 full squads out on loan.
We had Lucas Piazon, who had 9 different loans.
Yeah, I don't get why now.
There's a guy who scored for Atalanta midweek against Barcelona, Pasalic. He never played for us.
I forgot about that.
No, Pasalic, he did. Under Jose, he played, got injured, and then we never saw him again.
Who's the left back?
No, I don't think I don't think he ever played. I think I'm fairly certain
No,
he
he
never
did.
played.
I remember he did. He played. No, he played in a cup game.
Oh, he did play. I remember this.
He got injured. He got injured, and then we never saw him again.
Who's that?
He was very brief.
Who was that black left back we signed from a German team?
Babarama.
Babarama. Yeah, he was on loan for 8 years after the first
Hey,
season.
it's funny that the Chelsea fan noticed that he was black. A proper Chelsea fan.
Oh, I don't know what else you would describe him as. I wouldn't describe him as white.
Fun fact about Babarama: he was a Chelsea player for longer than Didier Drogba.
Yeah, he was. He was here for 9 years. He was here for 9 years. He was here for 9 years.
He was our longest tenured player before he left.
He was on loan.
Yeah, he was here for I think 8 or 9 years, and Drogba was only here for 7 in his longest period.
Yeah, he was on loan for 8 years out of his 9.
Yeah,
now Kepa's taking that, right?
But Drogba's a Chelsea
legend on contract player.
Hey, but Drogba's a Chelsea legend, but Babarama isn't. Crazy.
He's a lone legend. That's what he is.
Yeah. Lone legend.
He's out there with Batshuayi being a lone legend and Bakayoko and them.
Danny Drinkwater. That's what he is.
Bro, Fernando Torres.
Danny Drinkwater's a
did you guys see Danny Drinkwater in the City end?
Yeah, he said.
You guys see that thing?
He asked the club for tickets, and they're basically telling him to piss off.
This guy robbed us 100k per week, and now he's asking for freebies.
That's insane.
Wait, is he trying to behave like a Chelsea rep?
Basically.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, I guess. Yeah.
Go to Leicester, man.
That guy's jokes, man. But big up once again, Ilkan, just sponsoring the show today. Today's Casually FC, sponsored by Ilkan. Sounds legit, actually. $4.99 super chat. Most loans never work. Don't be shocked if they flop. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think most loans don't work?
Let's not do them, man.
No, that's not. It depends on most of the loans for us never work, but that's because we loan them to shit clubs. Or it's shit loans. That's most loans do work. If you loan them properly, it's the point of a loan. A lot of loans.
No, we just don't. I don't know why we just don't.
Even under Roman, most of the loans we gave for the players were so that they could just get game time. I don't think, barring, I would say Reece.
Game time and fees, pretty much.
Yeah, barring Reece, I don't think we ever had a successful. Well, okay, Mason Mount and Mori and them lot. But before that, I don't think we ever had a successful loan, really.
No, we had some. Batshuayi had a successful loan with Dortmund.
But Batshuayi was that aim was for him to leave, basically.
No, but that's what I mean. Even all of our loans we did under Roman were either it was youth players, or it was players we were trying to get rid of. And most of the ones we were trying to get rid of, it was
Christensen worked. Christensen worked. Tomori worked, Reece worked, Mount worked, but the rest of them in general weren't really all that successful.
I think we had some good ones.
In terms of loaning them out and then bringing them back in, the only reason why Ruben got back into the team was because we never strengthened our actual squad, so he ended up staying here. And then when he played at wing back under Tuchel when he's not a wing back. So
he did get injured, very serious injury. Took him a while to recover.
That's true.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then he went out to Fulham. Remember that
was terrible.
Oh god, that was a disaster.
That was terrible.
No one heard what I said.
Wait, Ruben's loan at Fulham?
He went to Fulham after his after he recovered.
His loan there was all right.
It was terrible.
I remember he had a good game against Liverpool.
But Fulham in general were a disaster that season. He was
it was similar to the Gilmore loan where he was bad, but it wasn't because he was a bad player. The whole team was shit. The entire team was shit.
I remember that.
Was Ruben not also at Palace as well?
Yeah, he had a good.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yes,
God damn it.
Yeah, that was. Wasn't that the season? Was that the season before he came into the team?
Yeah, that was a season.
That was Conte's second season, I think.
He got into the World Cup squad, didn't it?
To answer this question from Ekan, the way he left.
Let me read it real quick. Ilkan, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much again. Mark Guillou has potential. Why can't he start a few more games? What's the opinion? Was that the question you were referring to?
Oh, I thought he was talking about Mark.
No,
Gay.
he's speaking about Mark
I
Gay.
didn't read it
No.
properly. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, he spelled it wrong. Instead of two U's, he's used two I's. So it should be U-I-U. That's what it is, yeah. It's probably autocorrect. But I don't know what that. I don't know what that word is. The auto.
Hey Blues, this is how to say my name, Mark Gill.
There you go, Con. That one's for you. He has potential. Why can't he start a few or more games? Start.
Because he's not good enough to start right now. But what do you
What games do you
He's
want
only
him to start?
18. We're not in a position where we can sacrifice games.
What games do you want him to start? What in our recent run were we saying he should have started?
He got a hat trick against Shamrock Rovers. Why not start him?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know about that. Listen, I'm all for giving players starts and all, but like when there's nothing to play for right now, we're trying. Listen, next game, if we win, Con, we go to 4th place. Like, it's against West Ham.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking the risk.
I didn't realize how bad this was, by the way. Before he joined Chelsea, I thought it was more than this. Before he joined Chelsea, he played all of like 170, 80-ish minutes of men's football.
Yeah, he barely played at all.
And he's our backup. What the fuck?
That's
I
what
thought
I
it was like... I thought he at least played like 500.
And Kunku's our backup.
Let's remember,
Nkunku
is all right to come in. Remember, that's what we were sold.
Well,
We didn't get Osimhen.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Nkunku. And then the manager comes out. Once again, let me refresh that. I'm not Maresca out. The manager comes out. He says, "You're not a number 9." And every sub appearance since then, he's been played as a 9. So,
At least 30 minutes of a few games. That's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of minutes.
I can understand it.
We're lucky to get one sub on.
If he plays 30 minutes, if he plays 30 minutes in a league game, that's like a fifth of the minutes he played in his career before he joined Chelsea.
Yeah. Like, I like the player, but he's still very raw.
He's played more minutes in the Conference League this season for us than he has at all in his career prior to joining us. Men's football, I think. I'm not talking about youth teams. I'm talking about men's football. That's
I'm down
unreal.
to just give him cup minutes and a few substitutions, but 30 minutes is a lot. Listen, I know Jackson's been shit as of late, but he still does plenty of things off the ball that help the team. That I'm not saying
We started him against Morecambe.
Who?
We started Hugh against Morecambe.
Yeah, with
Nkunku is the 10.
Yeah. How did he do that game? Did he do okay? He was. Oh, I don't think he actually scored.
I can't lie. They were we pushed them so far into their own half. He was basically marked out by the centre backs. He had no space. Guiu.
Yeah. That's a.
And then Nkunku was just standing next to him because he's playing like a second striker.
Like he'll develop. If we get a loan or if we get a striker in the summer, I can see him going on loan. I don't know. There's potential in the player, but yeah, I just don't see him getting more minutes than what he's been getting. And
if you want to talk about another striker getting a chance, and I'm not talking about ones that we're buying potentially, but we've had a better one that's just come back, if I'm not mistaken.
He's injured.
Broja? No.
Oh, okay. That's why they terminated the loan.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
injured.
Fair enough.
Fofana's injured.
Never mind.
Yeah, so that's not happening either. But ladies and gents, over 100 of you guys are here for the news, here for the show. I appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't already done so. We do appreciate you guys helping out the channel by smashing up the like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm and the growth of the channel. I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next segment, and then I'll read that super chat, which the next segment is Ben Chilwell finally leaving. And my question was kind of answered while I started the show. So let's actually read into this and see what happened and what's the latest. So as of a few days ago, this is what we had heard from Simon Johnson Sport. There have been no fresh inquiries for Chilwell or Dewsbury Hall, but Chelsea expect things to change because they had the impression many clubs are leaving decisions to the final week of the window, which they're not wrong. Dortmund are interested in a move for Ben Chilwell after failing to sign Renato Vega from Chelsea. That's coming from the Daily Mirror, so take it with a pinch of salt. Then also here from Kieran Gill, Daily Mirror. Ben Chilwell expected to stay at Chelsea as he faces the prospect of a full season without meaningless first-team football. Then we have here from PYS, Matt Law reporting, there remains optimism inside Chelsea that Ben Chilwell will find a loan move away from the club before the transfer window shuts, but his possible destination remains unclear. That was last week that this was reported. And we have here new reports coming out from Fabrizio Romano that Crystal Palace have approached Chelsea for Ben Chilwell loan deal. Crystal Palace are close to getting an agreement done with Chelsea for Ben Chilwell. Loan move until June. Decision up to the player now. And then Ben Jacobs pretty much saying here, and I'll find a Fabrizio confirmation if there is one. Ben Chilwell set to join Crystal Palace until the end of the season. Chelsea and Palace have this evening agreed a 6-month loan, as McGrath called. A deal that suits all parties, and Thomas Tuchel has also stressed to Chilwell the need to get playing time this season. Tuchel, I hope you're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
Tuchel wants to bring them. Took it out. Bring just on a side note. I think take Reece James out. I think he is the last of the Champions League winning.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. Like it's only Reece James that's at the club. I know he's going on loan, but it's only Reece James out, which is quite scary. So it was only like 4 years ago. So it's quite scary, the turnaround. But listen, I don't know what the final details here. I presume it's a dry loan unless someone comes in and says an option to buy for 20 million, which is fine. You take that for him. If it's a dry loan, I presume they're taking on all his wages. I don't know what it says about the left back situation.
No, there's no chance. There's no chance we're taking 200k.
I also don't think I don't think he starts for them, I'll be honest.
I don't see the reason why, if it's not a fee and it's just a dry line, why they wouldn't take the wages. There's no way you give him away for just a dry loan, no fee.
Okay, so who is their left back right now? Is it Mitchell?
Mitchell.
So with Chalobah gone, does Mitchell shift into center back and then Chilwell plays into the left back?
No, Mitchell's not on centre back, and their left centre back is not
played some games as centre back.
Marshall, their left centre back is their captain.
It's good.
Oh, yes, I knew that.
Well, no, you didn't, because you thought Mitchell played left centre back.
No, I thought Mitchell played left back. Did I say left centre back? I meant left back.
Yeah, well, he plays left wing back because they play a back three.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's just for cover, though, I think. So if it's that, he's just going on.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just
at least he's moved up to the bench. He wasn't even on the bench, so he's moved up to the bench situation to begin with. So
I mean, I was getting nervous that he wouldn't find a deal at all, but I was like, "There's no way. There's like not a single suitor for him. Like there has to be someone that wants to play him.
Why?
Because there's some managers that probably rate him.
Well, that's why it's only the last day of the transfer window. Someone's coming.
I was going to say, Marshall, we're talking about a guy who really only works as a wing back these days. How many teams in this league do you know play with a back three?
Not a lot.
There's a Manchester United.
Of course, is he better than
they signed
Dorgu?
Is he better than Dorgu?
No, he's not. I don't think so. I wouldn't know.
It's Palace. He's not better than Mitchell, but fair enough, they're taking him anyway. Then it's Southampton.
Yeah, he'd do well there.
Okay, it's Southampton.
He would do well.
He'd start for them, I guess. But it's Southampton. It's Wolves. It's Wolves. He doesn't start over Aït-Nouri. He's just not a good player. He's not a good player on high wages. Where's the incentive to get him?
You have to keep in mind, Southampton don't have a left wing back, so of course he would probably start. Well, actually, they have Kyle Walker-Peters who plays out on the left.
But don't you guys think he could also play as playing well versus actually playing it are two different things. I just want to point that out. But do you guys think he can also play left back?
No.
As a what? As a what?
Left back.
No.
Nope.
I mean, he is.
I thought you were going to hit us with a left winger thing again.
No,
That's what I thought he was going to say as well.
He is a left back, so technically, but in reality, no.
He's not defensive. He's defensively terrible. He's not defensively good enough to be a left back anymore.
The guy is basically like a shit version of Alonso.
That's crazy because I remember
he's
back
the English
in the
Alonso.
Day, yeah, the English Alonso. Back in the day,
he has low legs. He can't defend. He can't really get up and down the field. And even in terms of being a goal threat that people hype up about Ben Chilwell, Alonso's a better goal threat.
Yeah, hindsight 2020. That injury to Chilwell completely just started a whole downturn for his career. I ain't gonna lie, because he was decent prior to the injury. Then after the injury, not only were his defensive attributes exploited, right? Because people overlooked that a lot, including myself, because of what he did going forward. But then he just wasn't really good going forward either. Big up to Ilkon, by the way, once again, for the $4.99 super chat, sponsor of today's show. Musiala being from Cobham, dude was the hazard regen. What a player we could have had right now on the wing. No, you're not wrong. I think
Didn't his parents get divorced, so he had to go Germany?
Yeah, that's why I said blame his parents.
Oh,
he's not a Hazard region, man. Just leave Hazard alone.
Which parent was it? His mom that went to Germany, right?
Yeah, his mum's German. I think his dad's British.
Ah. So what are we saying happened? His dad cheated or something? What are we saying?
I don't know.
We don't care. They cheated us on Musiala. That's what happened. That's what happened.
this is true.
There you go. Staying on a happy marriage and just stay at Cobham, you bastards.
Stay on a happy marriage. Hey, if you just stayed loyal, we'd have the best.
Sacrifice your happiness for ours. No chance.
Wait, when did he go? When did he leave Cobham's academy?
2020 or
2020. So we'd have
19.
So we'd have Musiala instead of Mount. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he left. No, he left. Yeah. No, actually, to be fair, we might have done. He left the season. He left the sorry season, like the end of that year or the start. The end of that year. So the year when Lampard came in is when he left.
He left at 15, didn't he? So I don't know if he would have started.
Oh, you're saying a Musiala wing-back duties under Tuchel?
No, I don't know. I think he was just been on loan. I mean, we were part of the loan army. Maybe brought back.
Or maybe Musiala would have been Cho. I would have got him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Pure profit.
Musiala would have been Cho is kind of crazy considering Musiala is a rock star in Bundesliga. When Cho went there, I don't think Cho even scored a goal.
There's a world out there where I'm slandering Musiala. So
a multiverse.
I would have loved to live in that world, man.
There's an alternate reality. Yeah, there's an alternate reality too where we made multiple signings in the January transfer window of 2025. But hey, we're in this one where it was just good old Chelsea.
There's an alternate reality where Osimhen fires us to a league title, and I tell you guys, I told you.
Bro, there's an alternate reality where Roman is still here.
I was thinking that.
There's an alternate reality where I'm Finn and I'm a billionaire. Let's just move on.
No, we're talking about realistic. Come on, sir.
Yeah, is that? No, we said alternative. So it's not.
Yeah, but realistic ones.
No, it's not realistic if it's alternative, is it? It's not realistic. It's an alternative.
What's more than likely? We're talking about what's more than likely. What's more than likely? Okay, we're talking about what's more than likely. Okay, relax, man. Relax, man. This is not a season 4 of What If. Relax, man.
I don't need it. You carry on. It won't be a what if. It'll be a when. That's what it'll be. It won't be a what if. It'll be when.
Right. Yeah. Don't worry. I've got. My watcher will intervene.
Your what?
My watcher will intervene.
Tell your neighbour to stop peeking through the windows.
Oh my god!
I said watcher, not neighbour. Hey, Uwatu, go get him. Go get him.
Oh my god, you're too funny, guys.
I put some tweets in the group chat, Marshall.
This is what happens when we don't sign players. That's what happens when we don't sign players.
Oh.
This is the 2021 summer window all over again. It's just Haaland every day.
Hey, if we had kept how do you think things would have panned out if we kept Roman? Or if we kept Roman. If Roman didn't get if there wasn't a war, with Russia.
I gotta be honest. So the thing is though, when you say we kept Roman, he's not running it, he's not doing anything. It's just that he owns it in name.
No, I know, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Okay, so I think we still have Batshuayi on the deal. We still roll that over into multi years.
We would still have Lukaku.
He's on his 12th loan.
No. I mean in terms of our actual club, like us on the pitch.
I think we're just in a top 4 race still.
So what? So the 21-22 season happens. We finished top 4, right?
Yeah, we finished third.
Yeah, we got knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. Christensen and Rudiger both leave,
Well,
what
I think
happens
we
that
keep.
summer?
I think we keep. Well, obviously Tuchel still stays. So Tuchel.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we would have kept Tuchel for. That's the thing. Like,
That's true.
Ugarte.
Because
Yeah.
we were linked to Ugarte at
No,
one point.
no. It wouldn't be Ugarte. It wouldn't be Ugarte. It'd be Rice.
Oh,
yeah, that'd have been it. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
my God.
hey,
And Frank
it would
Lampard
be-
still would have been the manager.
Hey, it would be Rice, Mount, Gallagher midfield, with Lautaro and Havertz as split strikers.
Yeah, we still kept Havertz. We still have Mount. Mount would be on 250 a week.
We wouldn't be linked to this player.
Gallagher will still be here.
We'd still have Sterling.
Yeah, Aspilicueta will probably still be here.
Hey, and and Surfer, you know what? Reece James would be forced to retire.
Reece James wouldn't be here. Reece
What
James-
are
Reece
you
James would be
talking
sold.
about?
What?
What is this message here? Just 6 weeks ago, you guys were insisting that we are in a title race. Both Andrew and Marshall called out against chill guys.
No, I didn't.
Now you are saying directors got it totally wrong within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Surfer, you see what you do? I get lumped in with your shit now.
Here's the thing, right? I think I said yes, we're in a title race. Why did I say we're in a title race? I said I wanted to be mentioned. I said we weren't going to win it. First of all, I said I want to be mentioned in a title race as long as possible, which means we're further away from a top 4 race, and it didn't happen. So just deal with it. We were factually in the 2 points behind Liverpool. So at that point, we were in a title race. We were a very short title race, but we were in it. I didn't say we we're going to win it. So you like to leave those points out, don't you, JC? Huh? That's what it is.
DC, also get your facts straight. I never said we were in a title race. I just happened to be in a panel where Surfer said we were in a title race, and I was there.
I mean, what Marshall said was that I think Maresca is coming out publicly and saying that we're not in a title race, but behind the scenes, him and the boys, they are trying to go for the title.
You know what? I did say that.
I actually agree with you on that. I was like, they're probably are doing that.
Nah, I don't think he actually said that because I wish.
Going back to what we're having when we still have Roman in charge, we wouldn't have Cole Palmer right now, so that's
No,
gone.
probably not.
We wouldn't have Caicedo, that's gone.
No. Roman would have tried to get one of Caicedo or Enzo.
I don't think so. I don't think we're paying those figures for them. No chance.
We bought that for Lukaku, man.
I think that's different. I think that's totally different. I think striker's different.
Yeah, I think Lukaku when we bought it for.
No, but
Yeah.
we've seen Roman force the issue on buying certain players.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd do it. I don't think he'd do it for those
Yeah, I
two.
don't think he did it for Caicedo.
Who's the big player in the last 2 years that you think Roman would have tried to get?
Osimhen.
Rafinha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Osimhen would have been one for sure.
I
He
think
would have been in for
done.
Rafinha.
I think we would have done. He would have gone for Kvaratskhelia. Sorry.
Yeah, I
he would
agree.
have gone for Kvaratskhelia.
He would have
Yeah,
gone for Kvara for sure.
Do you think
He would've
when
gone.
do you think Tuchel would have been sacked? Do you think he would have been sacked during the World Cup? 'Cause I think he would have
I
been sacked.
think when we inevitably
I don't
fell off. I think when we inevitably fell off again in December, January in a title, like when
Yeah,
we,
I can see
but
that.
that would have been so during the World Cup then.
Yeah,
Unless
if he
no,
didn't turn it around.
I think it all depends though if we go further in the Champions League. So I think he keeps him on if we go further in the Champions League.
So
Like,
you think
he's still
Tuchel
third.
gets? You think Tuchel gets? You think Tuchel stays in the job after the World Cup then?
Yeah, but I think Tuchel then because it depends. See, it would be fascinating, like to see who we would have bought in the summer 22 if Roman was still in charge.
I think Tuchel would have been sacked during that break for the World Cup, and then we hire Nagelsmann.
You think for a bad start?
Yeah,
You got to remember, though, it's not. But you got to remember when you ask if Roman's still in charge, it's not the chaos of being late to the transfer.
I know. It's not the chaos of these owners, but just because I know what Roman is like, us having and also remember how the 21-22 season ended, and I know the chaos of it ending kind of part of it was due to just the chaos of what was going on with the club, but. If the season had ended similar to that, we crash out in the Champions League like that against Real Madrid, we stumble to third, don't win anything, losing two finals back to back, Carabao and FA Cup. I think Tuchel would have been on a very short fuse going into the following.
I'll tell you what he also does. I don't know if anyone agrees with this. He signs Ronaldo in summer of 21.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Oh.
He would have done
I don't
that.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know if he does.
Oh no, he was still here. So what am I talking about? No, scrap that. He was still here.
No, he wouldn't have done because he had a problem with giving the players long
Oh
contracts.
yeah, true. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, he never gave players contracts.
Do
For
you think we're able to sign one of Christensen and Rudiger to a deal?
No.
At least one.
No.
Yes.
No?
I think Rudiger.
Wait.
I think Christensen stays, Rudiger goes.
I
No,
think
They're still
both.
under the same ownership.
I think both were gone anyway because like the whole thing with Christensen, the reason why he ended up wanting to leave is because of he got lowballed. One of them, I can't remember which one it was. One of them got lowballed and one got a contract offer and then got it changed halfway through. I can't remember which one was which, but both of them were gone because the whole shit that happened, the foundations, for lack of a better term, for them leaving were built and were there before the whole nonsense about Roman having to sell the club happened. Like they were leaving.
I remember reading Rudiger's.
We probably replaced them much better than we ended up doing.
Oh, so instead of buying Fofana and Koulibaly, who do you think we would have bought?
Oh, we probably
I
gone by.
think we probably still have. I think we still would have gotten both.
I think Koundé happens
Koundé, yeah,
because I think we don't fuck around with that as much as we did. I could have probably seen us going and get maybe not Fofana actually. I don't know who we get, but I think
Fofana was probably one of the best defenders in the world.
I don't think we get Koundé because Marina pissed him off.
Yeah,
they agreed to deal.
That wasn't Marina. That was Sevilla that messed him up.
You have to remember, Koundé went to Barcelona.
She left him basically outside waiting with his bags.
Koundé went to
for a month or 6 weeks.
Koundé went to Barcelona, so I don't think we would have signed him.
He went that summer, yeah.
No,
he went that summer.
We agreed a deal for Koundé, and then nothing happened for like a month or so.
Hey, do you guys think we would have signed? Do you think we would have signed Vardiol after the World Cup? You know, the summer after the World Cup. I think we would have signed Vardiol.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know what? I take back Fofana.
I don't think so because
we were linked to Vardiol for like a year.
Yeah, but I don't think we would have signed him A for that price, and B, maybe it's just me. I don't really remember Roman spending that much on guys that young.
Nope.
It's the same thing with like.
Never mind.
It's the same thing with like the Caicedo thing. I don't think he'd spend that money on Caicedo because it's not like a Kante where he won the league and he was like mid-20s.
Yeah, no, but you have to remember when we bought Kante, like we got him, we robbed Leicester for that.
Oh, I know, but he was still the best midfielder in the world, arguably, or at least in the league. He had won the league title and he was mid-20s. It's like
let me just read this super chat real quick, guys.
I think the most expensive Roman went on a young player was Havertz.
Kante was a
super chat real quick. Big up Ilkhan for the 4.99 super chat.
Anyway,
real quick. Ilkhan, thank you for the 4.99 super chat. Diego Costa leaving started all this shit. Conte, I love you, but damn, that's when the downfall started after 2018-2019. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. But
yeah, no, but how much did Vardy cost City?
80 mil.
70,
how much?
80 mil.
Yeah, but we've seen. I mean, obviously, time has changed in terms of the money being spent. But like when we bought Hazard, that was a big money transfer for the time, anyway.
Yeah, but the transfer.
No, this is a good call too.
Tchouaméni went.
No.
Oh, he went to Real Madrid the year after, didn't he?
That was a club and Tuchel thing, so he needs one more year.
Yeah, that was the Tchouaméni thing was because it was while they were here.
Wait, so that summer when we tried to get Tchouaméni, is that the summer Camavinga went to Real Madrid?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Tchouaméni went the year after that.
Do you guys think we would have tried? Do you think this summer just gone? Do you think we would have tried to sign Rodrigo? Because they just Real Madrid just got Mbappe. I think we would have tried to sign Rodrigo this summer or next.
I think he would have tried for Mbappe.
Roman is that guy. Yeah, Roman is that guy.
I think he would have done it. He would have tried for Mbappe.
I don't think
he's proper Chelsea.
Saying that though, but that's the problem, isn't it? Roman wasn't doing this. It was all it was just his club in name only. It was Marina and the board and that. This wasn't Roman doing it like in the early days. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk about this. Chelsea are willing to pay. Chelsea are willing to pay an important fee to sign Nico O'Reilly. CFC see him as a top talent. City want a buyback clause or matching rights.
Absolute disgrace.
Is this the one that you say is a cam?
Yeah, this is the number 10 that doesn't play for City. Absolute disgrace.
Let me actually look at
Not a
it.
disgrace. It's just a
Scott, is that
same as Palmer
there's
thing.
two? There's another O'Reilly.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
so.
Is this?
Why
This
not?
isn't the Irish one.
I don't know.
What
I don't
Irish
really
one?
know.
There's an O'Reilly I know that's Irish, but I don't know his first name.
There's loads of O'Reillys that are Irish.
He's English. The reason why it's not the same, sir. The reason why it's not the same is because Palmer, before we bought him. The reason why it's not the same is because before we bought him, Palmer was actively helping City in different competitions and was actually being active.
Oh, he's
Was
Jamaican too.
actively being a match winner. This guy doesn't play at all. Any minutes, none.
Let's hang on. Let's set the record straight with Palmer. It was at the start of the season. He played 2 games. That was all
He was a match winner in both of them.
Yeah, but one of them was the Community Shield. We don't rate the
He was a
Community
match
Shield.
winner in both of them. Like he actively helped them win things.
It's like, no, hang on. It's like we
actively help
big
them
up
win
people.
things.
It's like, no, hang on. It's like we big up people in a glorified pre-season friendly. We wouldn't do that. Well, actually, this fan base would. But I'm just saying we shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? We can't like say it's not like going like Palmer was there, came at the end of the previous season, played like 15 games and scored 10 match winners or something like that. But we. I've never seen. I don't know what this guy is. I don't know what this guy is. Some they'll attribute it to Joe Shields, of course, because it's the City stuff and everything like that.
If Joe Shields, by the way, I said this on Lewis's stream. If Joe Shields has a hand in this guy, by the way, when Joe Shields was at City, it was nearly 3 years ago now. This guy would have been 15.
Oh Jesus!
It's like all of them. It's like what is this guy like a soothsayer or something? It's like predicted future or something. What is this? I don't know. It's not. By the way, it's not the. Hang on. If he only played 2 games before the season started, it's not his fault. Hey, first of all, do you know what? I don't. Do you know what? I can't be bothered, man.
You're just rude. Stop being rude. Be nice in the chat. You have to call him an idiot.
You know what? He only played 2 games before the season started. It's not his fault. I never said it was his fault. You obviously fucking didn't listen with active listening, did you? Did you, you stupid prick?
Fucking idiot.
You know what I mean?
But I just looked at his transfer market. He's had 4 games as center mid, most of it as a cam, like Scott alluded to. I mean,
I've been watching a lot of City channels. You know, LB, Martin, Mancunian and Way.
Be right back.
There's a big liking of this guy. I don't know if he's cam or I couldn't tell. Not really seeing that play, but there's a liking to him. You know what I mean? Next one to step up. I mean, but it's not the thing though. Oh, this is not we're after a midfielder. This is not what most fans want. Sorry, any logical fan would want. But in the transfer, oh yeah, our new midfield signing O'Reilly. What? You know what? What are we doing here? You know.
And
as Scott said, it's not even the right type of midfielder.
No.
I know I made a joke about it earlier, but like on a serious note, this if we buy him, he'll be like the 6th number 10 we bought at this football club under these owners. Like, how many do you need in a system where we only play with one? Like, we only really play with one out and out 10. The other one is like a hybrid of like an 8/10, which he might be, but that means he'd have to. If he plays in that position, that means on defense, he's going to have to defend in the pivot.
Yeah,
which he's not going to do because I don't think he's that type of midfielder based on my extremely limited knowledge of him, like extremely limited. So he's another number 10. So he's another like Palmer or Chukwuemeka, but that's probably Chukwuemeka or like Felix or whatever, like another one. Like, how many do you need?
And we got Payers coming as well. So
We got Kellyman as well. Don't forget that guy that was meant to be Villa's best academy.
Is he fit now?
He's also a number 10.
Is he fit now?
I don't
Who
know.
cares?
Kellyman?
Never going
I
to
don't
play.
think
Who cares?
Well, yeah, he's not going to play anyway. To be honest.
Never going to play. Kellyman's never going to play.
I know, right?
Never.
Nope.
Trying to find his.
Imagine not going.
areas.
Imagine going to Villa. We said about and not, but their PSR issues and not going. Hey, we'll take Durant or Morgan Rogers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we went for Kellyman. And then we tried to give the. That's what's stupid. And then we tried to go back and go, oh, do you want Gallagher as well? We'll swap Gallagher for Durant.
At the moment, this is a Kellyman type of deal. Because they go to us in the they look for midfield targets and they pop up with this guy. He played left back for City 2 this season, I think, in the Champions League game.
Oh, fantastic. He played left back for us. There's the backup left back.
And they've been terrible in the Champions League.
He's a hybrid player. That's what he is. He's a hybrid player. So
listen, at that age, though, he could be malleable to playing.
Don't try and sell us. Don't do it, man. Why do you insist on doing this devil's advocate nonsense?
No,
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this malleable thing anymore because we bought Renato Vega at 21 years old, and he's now committing to only centre back. So.
No, but he's not. That guy talked out of his ass.
About this O'Reilly guy than Tyreek Mitchell playing left centre back. You know what I mean? This is what
we'll see what happens with him. I don't know. It's a weird accusation if he is a acquisition. If he is a 10 again.
Acquisition. Are you doing a new word? Did you say acquisition?
Accusation. Accusation. Okay, let's get to the next topic. That was a nice little tangent on Roman era and just daydreaming. Chelsea therapy speed run brought to you by Ilkon.
English is hard.
No, I just needed to remember his name, Ilkon. Okay, let's go over here to the next story is Casadei. Casadei, here we go. It's finally done. Wow, we finally got the business done. Look at that, guys. The owners can get it done. To be fair on this one, I genuinely, now that I saw what happened, I kind of don't really care how long it took. Because it was very clear, like there was a bidding war going on between Lazio and Torino for Casadei. So,
sorry,
this guy. There's still earlier in the or a few days ago. There's still no green light to get Cesar Casadei deal signed with Lazio as talks continue. Chelsea have been approached by many clubs from Torino to Porto. The saga will be decided soon. So last we checked on this, I was pretty certain he was going to go to Lazio, and then Torino come back with another bid. So Torino are closing in on Cesar Casadei deal. Chelsea have given the green light to the transfer to the best offer received. Porto put a similar bid on the table, but Cesar's desires to return to Italy had an impact on the final decision. Then we continue here. Torino have reached a verbal agreement in principle with Chelsea for Cesar Casadei for £10.8 million plus a sell-on clause of 20%, according to Fabrizio. Fabrizio also saying here, Torino have reached a verbal agreement, 13 million euros plus sell-on clause more over 20%. More steps will continue on player side, including medical tests. All parties careful until the end after Lazio were also close to getting the deal done. And then here we go. The final nail in the coffin in this saga is Cesar Casadei, here we go. Agreement done with Torino between all parties and medical completed. 15 million euro package for Chelsea plus a 25% sell-on clause. Casadei signed his Torino contract a few minutes ago. And here we got the official Cesar Casadei joins Torino on permanent deal, 50 million euros package with a 15% sell-on clause for Italian midfielder who's back in Serie A. All documents completed after deal done by Epic Sports Italy, here with Francisco Fanchetti, Fascinetti next to Torino's director. So good for Casadei. Good move. Probably homesick, so good for him. He did well with Italy in that under-21s cup. Italy's probably a good, league that suits his abilities. I personally would have liked for him to have stayed and developed at Chelsea, but at the end of the day, I'm glad we got a good amount of money off of the player, to be honest. When you look at the transfer fee that we got from him for when he was at Reading, then whatever fee we got for him at Leicester comes back. Now we're selling him for the same amount pretty much that we bought him for, plus a 15% sell-on clause. So his whole career was a weird roller coaster of back and forths at Chelsea, which is unfortunate. But he doesn't have to think about it anymore because now he is a permanent Torino player. What do we think about Casadei, if we even care at all?
Told you all. Good riddance. Enjoy Italy.
Arrivederci.
Tired. Listen, he's at Torino. That shows the level. These Italians don't rate him, but I'm supposed to rate him according to certain people. But whatever. Good riddance, man. Good riddance, Casadei.
I saw a quote from the Lazio, the director. They basically said, "Why would we pay that kind of fee for a guy that's not played in 2 years?"
Well, he has played though.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, well, he's not played in the last year, so yeah.
Yeah, no, not consistently, but I mean, yeah, in the last 2 years, I mean.
Well, if he was a special talent, they'd pay the money, but he's not that good. I keep telling people, but whatever. Good riddance.
He hasn't played because we stunted his development. Again,
What development?
We did stunt his development.
What development?
The one that we stunted by recalling him back from Leicester when he was about to start getting playing minutes, only to be sat on the bench by Pochettino and played 2 games.
All right, man. It's the only good thing Poch ever did, man. Anyways.
Wow.
No, it's not.
Wow.
I've just looked. Fucking.
What happened?
I shouldn't have looked. Pissed me off more.
Your Twitter timeline? Is that what you looked
No,
at?
I've looked at his minutes. It's pissed me off again. I hate this club. Move on.
I don't know why you get upset.
My God.
Scott, I want to
Thank you.
I don't understand. He didn't do anything at this club. We sold him for near enough what we paid for him. So.
I wanted him to
Literally
work out.
we broke even on a player we could have made double lot of money on if we just kept him on loan at Leicester and decided to recall him and play in 70 minutes. I'm pissed. This club is.
That's what the manager wanted.
They should have told him to fuck himself. That's what they should have told him. Fuck himself.
They did that with Felix,
Yeah.
By the way, that 15% sell-on clause, unless he gets sold out of the Serie A, Torino are not really going to be able to sell him because 15%, they're going to want to make money. So their price tag to sell him is going to have to be something like what?
Well,
50, 60 something mil, 65
well,
mil. No Italian club will spend that money on a guy that average. So unless they can fool like an Arsenal or Spurs into paying that big money for him, he's stuck there. Good riddance, man. You scumbag.
15%, I understand it the way it works with most sell-on clauses. That's on the profit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 15% of. So say for example, they sold him for 20 million euros. We'd make 50% of the 5 million profit.
Exactly, which is why they'd want to sell him for a lot of money, but teams won't pay that money for him.
What a colossal fucking waste of! What a colossal waste of time.
No,
Yeah,
I never. Sorry, I can't go back again. I don't know why you get frustrated with this, Scott. I really don't. It's like any other deals we've had for the past 20 years. I don't understand why you focus on it so much.
Andrew, do you know why? It's because this is all the deals we do. This is the only type. Like, if this, like, for example, like, you're right. When we were under Roman, we used to do these types of deals all the time, but no one cared because we were signing Kante and we were signing Costa and Hazard. This is all we do, so I have to focus on it because it's all we fucking do.
It's taking
sign guys like
just brush it off and just get the next one up.
Andrew, everyone's the next one up. Like, fucking Leslie's the next one up. They're all the next one up.
Everyone's the next one up.
Why are you focused on just one? There's like 20 others in the pipeline.
Don't say we were signing Kante and Costa, because for every Kante and Costa, there's a Bakayoko and a what's his name, a Bashuai and stuff. So let's not do this because you guys loved it when we signed Caicedo and Enzo. Well, now you have a Casadei and a Dewsbury Hall, so it makes up for it.
No, but also on top of that, we did sign Neto. We did sign João Felix, although that looks more and more.
Oh,
actually,
great.
We'll come back to João Felix.
Great, fantastic.
We did sign what's his face? Who else was in that window? Fuck.
Kellyman.
No, not Kelly. Shut up.
Kellyman was last summer, no?
Yeah,
Or last
No,
summer.
it was this summer.
2024, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait.
We spoke to him with
Neto,
Matson.
Felix.
Are you telling me Kellyman?
Oh, and Sancho.
Are you telling me Kellyman was the guy we got from Villa?
Yes, so we
Yeah.
paid
Yeah.
19. We paid
That was the
19 million
swap
for. Yeah, we paid 19 million.
Hey,
Oh, man.
fun question. If Roman were still here, do you think we would have gotten Sancho?
Probably not.
Nope.
He did want him when he was at Dortmund, didn't he?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
maybe-
he signed for United in 21. So
No, okay. Fair enough.
No.
Big up to Chelsea Perspective for the $9.99 super chat. Now additional sponsor of today's show, Chelsea Perspective, where you get all your perspectives on Chelsea. I've never seen Prime smile before, and please kick Andrew out. Big up everyone. Keep the blue flag flying high. Why are we kicking Andrew out?
because he's
I
jealous.
mean, you've never seen me smile before. I mean, you know, how long have we been doing? How long have we been doing Casually FC?
Maybe 3 years now.
3 years. And during
4
Casually
years.
Casually FC's time, has Chelsea ever done anything to make me smile?
We won a Champions League. Well, that wasn't during. Okay,
Like-
do you count KH No
like-
Filter as
like-
Casually FC time?
Like I said, Marshall, has Chelsea ever done anything to make me smile?
All right, bro.
No.
Club
All
World
right,
Cup.
bro. Club World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have Chelsea ever done anything to make me smile? I'll say it a third time. Have Chelsea ever done anything to make me smile?
We can't tell at the moment.
Why are
Just
you a
got
Chelsea
score
fan, man? If they can't make
So,
you smile, bro.
Marshall, according to some people, I'm not a Chelsea fan. So
Yeah, you're a Shamrock Rovers fan.
at least
Wow.
you've done a-
Wow. There you go. There you go, Prime. There's your answer right there.
That's not you.
Bro, your image might be frozen, but we can hear you smile. Oh my days.
Why do people, as my brand really that tarnished? Do you think I smiled when he got injured?
Yes.
You did it to yourself.
Do you think? Do you
Yes,
think
right.
I smiled when? Do you think I smiled when his? Never mind. Move on.
Yes.
Whatever you were gonna say, yes. Okay, let's you're right, let's move on because no one cares about Casadei, but some of us have a vested interest in Carney Chukwuemeka, and he
Say his
finally
name properly. Say his name properly.
No,
Carney
he cares.
Chukwuemeka?
Say his
What do you
name.
mean,
Properly.
what you care?
I don't care, man.
No, you do
How can you
not.
care? Hang on. I'm not having. How can you care so passionately about Casadei but not Chukwuemeka?
No, Andy, to be honest, they're all in this. I'll be honest, I do care, but like they're all in the same boat. Like,
He's
my
just
friend,
so
like, yeah,
upset.
they're all in the same fucking
He's
boat.
just
They're
so
all in the same
demoralized.
boat.
10 minutes. You've been
They're all in the
10
same
minutes.
boat. They're
Last
all
time
in
we
the
said the
same boat,
Casadei
man.
thing, you'd be like,
You guys remember what was it 2 seasons ago where he was like, I hate all Chelsea fans, I hope you I hope for every Chelsea fan to
Need to
suffer.
suffer.
Yeah,
And now
I'm
we're here
suffering.
2 years
I'm
later.
suffering, that's for fucking sure. They're all in the same boat. They're all in the same fucking. I forgot about Carney.
This
He's
is
another
your
one.
fault.
Andrew,
You
you
did
talked
this
about
to us.
Andrew, you talked about they're all the same. And you said so don't worry. Yeah, you're right. Carney's another one. Just
Yeah, no, Carney literally is another one exactly.
Hey, you'll
different
love
tag.
this. You'll love this. O'Reilly is Carney's replacement. Don't worry, we're in Carney tomorrow.
I can't wait. Hey, give it a
Then-
year, and we'll be hearing
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
we're looking to move out Nico
Ladies
Riley.
and gentlemen,
because
if you
of
don't laugh,
reasons.
you cry. If you don't laugh, you cry, and if you don't hit the smash button, I don't
If
even
you don't
know
hit the
anymore. I
smash
can't.
button, sorry.
If you don't hit the smash button, you cry too.
Well,
All right, smash
Not
that
in the
like button,
smash
please.
button, you're not
people.
doing it properly to begin with. That's
Just
right.
change it to smash, please. YouTube, just change the button to the smash button. Makes everyone's life easier. Smash the smash button. Okay, here we go. So let's go through the timeline of what happened. So for a while, no one was interested in Carney. Things were looking like it was in limbo. Everton had positioned
Sorry, can I
themselves
just,
with interest. Go ahead, yeah. what's
Logic.
up?
Scott either wears sandals or Velcro shoes. There's no laces, my guy. So it's all good. It's all good. Just
So
sandals.
Everton did have an interest in Carney, it seemed. Then
Say
we
his
have
name
Kieran
properly.
Gill. Then we have Kieran Gill saying here that Strasbourg is an option for Carney Chukwuemeka this
Say his name
month.
properly.
Sources but move would require Chelsea recalling one of their 3 loanees after the French sister side. So Carney would be cleared to join Strasbourg in the window's final days, and if indeed Caleb Wiley is recalled, which I kind of thought was going to happen because he did get recalled
No,
to be
because we were
loaned
going to do
to
that.
instead.
Remember, we were going to do that SAR transfer was going to be like done this month.
Mamadou
and you
Sarr.
load it back, but they didn't do that, so now the spot's
Not
open.
Mamadou Sarr. What's his name? It's his name something else.
So-
Is his name Mamadou Sarr? No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it is Mamadou Sarr. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right, Andrew. That's pretty much exactly what happened. And at that point, I kind of didn't really know where we're going with this. So apparently here, during direct talks between Juve and Chelsea for Renato Vega, Carney Chukwuemeka's name was also been discussed. He's still one to watch in the final days of the window, with several clubs keen on signing Carney. And then Fabrizio today reported this: Chelsea are not accepting any bid for Carney Chukwuemeka with an option to buy. They are considering this pathway, salary, coverage, loan fee, playing time, etc. Chelsea trusts Carney for the future.
Sure.
You mean for the future sale?
Sure.
They really insult our intelligence, don't they?
They
trust
really
him
do. They
trust
really
him
do.
so much that if someone came in with a 40 million bid, they wouldn't accept it.
Yeah,
Right?
Robbie, this is why only Ornstein is the one I can trust, because like this, I can't take this
I
seriously.
don't know the rubbish.
Yeah, Chelsea trusts Carney for the future. Yeah, whatever. So
Decent transfer.
Chelsea have been trying to steer interested clubs towards Carney Chukwuemeka's £40 million buyout clause, but his suitors are more interested in the short-term move. Juve and Porto are the latest clubs to inquire about the loan deal, which is why I'm thinking, listen, you wanted to loan him to Dortmund so that you could then have someone buy him out. I think that's the plan. You want someone to trigger the release clause.
You want to do a Mats and repeat. That's what they want to do.
Pretty much. But here we go. Nazar Kinsella saying talks between Carney and Dortmund could include an option to buy as both parties continue to discuss the move. Understand Chelsea would not accept any loan with buy option clause for Carney Chukwuemeka. Chelsea also considers straight loan as possibility for final 48 hours with Borussia Dortmund keen and in talks. Pathway, playing time, loan fee will be key to decide with Strasbourg, Monaco, and 2 PL clubs also keen. I love how they said fucking Strasbourg's keen. Okay. Borussia Dortmund have sent official loan bid to Chelsea for Carney Chukwuemeka. Talks ongoing as TalkSport reported as negotiations continue with more clubs also keen. Dortmund optimistic of finalizing a loan for Carney Chukwuemeka. Still with no club-to-club agreement, but it's close. Carney has only engaged with Dortmund despite Porto approaching. And then we have here, Carney is set to arrive in Dortmund tonight. No final agreement between Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund yet, but all parties confident that the loan deal will happen. Carney to Borussia Dortmund Medical is scheduled for tomorrow. An agreement between Chelsea and Dortmund is close for a loan deal. No buy option involved in Carney Chukwuemeka loan because Chelsea trusts him for the future. Once again, ridiculous. Okay. And then I figured I'd shoehorn this in as well because maybe this was part of like what was being negotiated. Was Dortmund remain confident to agree a loan with Carney Chukwuemeka for Chelsea deal on Diant Ramage deal done with Copenhagen on £5 million or €5 million fee agreement sealed also with the goalkeeper. Medical booked tomorrow for Ramage as Burger PJ reported. Following with this, he also, and this actually might start having some legs, guys. Dortmund have agreed a deal with Diant Ramage, the keeper we just spoke on, to prepare for a possible future departure of Gregor Kobel, who Chelsea FC and others are interested in. So something to keep an eye on, and I'm actually excited for that. And then we have here Borussia Dortmund agree loan deal for Carney Chukwuemeka from Chelsea. Here we go. Loan move and buy option clause included for value higher than £40 million release clause. Salary covered until June and loan fee also included. Medical umbrella.
They wouldn't pay 37 million for Matson. They would only come in at 25 plus 5. They are not paying.
And they want to
40
Champions League
million
final.
plus for Carney Chukwuemeka. It's not what Dortmund do.
What?
They
Yeah,
don't
what
do
was-
it. They're struggling, and I think it's off now. They're struggling to agree a £22 million deal for Ryan Cherky. Okay,
Yeah.
they're not going to pay this. This is just
Marshall,
weird.
it's just a straight. Think of it like a dry loan. This is a dry loan.
Yeah, it's a dry loan.
It's a dry. I told you this. You think that if they paid over 40 million, that would be their most expensive signing in the history of their club. By the way,
That'd be over 10 million of that on their record.
Fabrizio earlier today, Chelsea are not accepting any bid for Carney with an option to buy.
Hang on, how much? Go back to their fee. How much is it? £40 million. Anyone know what that is in euros?
That's in pounds.
about 48 million euros right now. If it's 40 million pounds,
It's
So
about
they didn't want to buy
almost
option,
50 million.
and then they added a buy
Yeah,
option.
Yeah, it's about,
million or
it's about
something.
48. Pretty
Yeah,
much near as
48
much. It's 48.
Yeah.
That would
No.
be
My math. Let's go.
13 million more than their
Told you.
current record transfer. 13, and that would be. And by the way, the fee is over 40 million, so we're
Yeah.
talking 15 roughly
Double.
million more.
And we're talking
It's a
double
giant
of what,
one, pretty much,
and we're
yeah.
talking
Marvel's never happened.
we're talking double of what we paid for him. And there's not even an alternative reality that will convince me that he's improved over double.
Yeah.
What he's done.
Marshall, can I tell you something? If they trigger the buy clause, this is like us buying Morata and then selling Morata back to Atletico for the same price. That's how big of a deal this would be if Dortmund triggered that clause.
I doubt
This is how mad this is, right? We have an obligation for Sancho because we're going to pay 25 million because obviously we're going to finish above 14 for 25 million. Yeah, this is just a buy option, and like I said, Dortmund don't do this. Dortmund have a what they do. They don't pay big. Even Garassi, they only signed for 17 million pounds. They don't buy big players. They just don't do it. And they sell big. They sell for big, but they don't buy for big. And Carney, I think it's a good loan. They're not going to pay.
It's an
for
excellent
it.
loan for him. Actually,
Unless-
think about
For them to
They
pay
will only
that,
pay for. Yeah, they'll only
So for
try and go
for Holland, they paid
They'll only
20
try and-
20 million
hang
euros.
on, hang on, hang on. They'll only try and go for Carney if they'll include Carney in a deal if we are going after Kobel. That's the only way they will do something like this. That was the only way.
100%. And the only bro for them to have to pay this as well, he'd have to be their best player ever.
Yes, you have to be better
He'd
than
have to be
Jude.
better. He'd have to be better. Forget Jude. He'd have to be better for them than Dembele was. And they sold Dembele for 140 million or 120, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he'd have to be better.
And to answer JC's question, they paid 20 million euros for Holland, Dortmund in 2019. So, this guy would have to turn into the next coming of Wayne Rooney. And if that happens and we sell him, then we're stupid ourselves. So this is not getting triggered.
All it does is it puts him in the shop window. He's in the Champions League. Dortmund's in the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs. He's in the Champions League. It's a good loan for him, hopefully. And if he does well, and we don't want him in the summer, we'll sell him.
Yeah, like Everton can buy him in the summer or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everton have already bought the guy that's going to play 10 for them, or are in the process of buying him.
But you don't see the vision. You've seen the hoops I'm seeing at Everton right now, Scott. You know what I'm saying? That's real.
No, I get you, but I'm saying they've already bought their bro. They bought the guy.
I know. I just give any club, to be honest. But
oh well, Napoli haven't spent the money from Kvaratskhelia, so they could.
They got money. They like English players.
Yeah.
Gilmore, you know what I'm saying?
Gilmore's cooking in that league. So is
McTominay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do any of you guys think that this is? I mean, someone mentioned it earlier, but I'm hoping. This is me hoping. I'm well aware of it, but this is potentially helping lubricate the potential deal.
Why couldn't you just say?
Lubricant is used for many things. Car engines.
I know what it's really used
slip
for.
and slides.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're gonna say.
Listen, if that's how Marshall feels, that's how he feels. He doesn't need to fall. That's how Marshall feels. Anyways, continue, Marshall.
Is this helping with a potential negotiation for a Gregor Kobel to Chelsea?
Well, they can potentially throw it in, but when has ever we ever done a swap deal? We don't do that because we like to put the deals on the books. So you could say it's a swap deal, but you could easily go, well, it's two separate deals. We pay this much for this player, you pay this much for this player. Blah blah blah. We'll sell it as a swap deal, but it's actually on the books. It's two separate deals. Sometimes, I've yet to be convinced. We'd have to be convinced there are any hard links to Kobel in the first place to begin with.
Also, for us to do that, that would still it would either require one of two things for us to do what Andrew just said. They'd either have to pay the whole release clause, which they won't do, as we just discussed. The same applies for either player. They'd either have to pay, they'd have to pay the whole fee, which they won't, or we'd have to sell him for a reduced cost, and we already bought him for 20 mil. Like, how much? Like, you're going to sell him for like 25? Sweet.
There'd have to be an agreement. There'd have to be agreement. I could see agreement where a deal would be struck, but we'd have to pay whatever player first, so it goes into their bank account first, and they can register it as a deal on their end.
And then they pay us.
They pay us literally back what we just gave them. That's all that. So it's like we'd actually, in a sense, we'd be paying ourselves. It'd be more like a free transfer at the end, because we'd just be getting the money back, whoever we paid for. So it's one of those, because they're not. I love how these effing foreign clubs always are insistent on an obligation to buy for players. We just take it sometimes, but when we try and do it as English clubs, no, just not.
Pulling your teeth.
Talk about being lubricated. You do on these loan deals, you get lubricated.
Yeah, that's.
Anyways, I don't listen. I don't care what happens, so long as it means that we can get Kobo for. Hello.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Marshall had this creepy smile. So whatever. Anyways, you were looking to one direction, and I had a weird smile.
Looking at lubrication.
Sorry, Marshall. But no, I don't care what happens, so long as it means that we can get Kobo, and I don't have to see Sanchez. Then yeah, I'm all for it. Man.
Are any of you guys opposed to Kobo? I mean, I don't think. Listen, let me rephrase that. I don't think you're opposed to Kobo, but would you prefer another goalkeeper option than Kobo?
Yeah, I probably would, but like they're not gonna buy him, so who cares?
I've yet to be convinced.
Wait,
and
Scott,
also,
who do you want? Who do you want?
Chevalier.
Nah, I'd want. I'll be honest. He might be slightly washed, but I think he's better at this stage in his career than Kerbal is. I'd go and get All Black. I'd go and get like one of the top guys.
I actually, Marshall's on here. I'm not going to say love, but I rate All Black highly. But he's not, in terms of the way we play. The guy can't play with the ball. Pause.
Yeah, not even close.
I don't care at this point.
I don't think it matters.
Again, I agree. I don't care, but these guys didn't buy Maradishvili, so
yeah, and we're paying for it. So
exactly. So we're not going to
be honest.
All Black. So we might as well get the best.
To be honest, he's getting fisted and lubricated every week with his team in Spain. They're like
stop saying that word. Oh my god, saying that word, I beg.
That's true. CP. But my point still kind of stands. Like, at least get someone that suits our system.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm saying Chevalier. That's what I'm saying, Chevalier.
Steve mentioned Cervelli a lot. I've not watched him, so I don't know.
No, he's good. He's great on the ball, good. And he's young too. He's like 23, dude.
Someone who I like is also Marcin Bolka. Oh, speaking of Bolka.
Yeah. Well, we were.
Would you guys be willing to use what's everyone's thoughts on Petrovic? Would you guys be willing to bring him back for next season to start?
Yeah.
Sure. If you're not getting anyone better, then yeah.
If the club is looking at getting, like, if we're the goalkeeper just going to look at another Jorgensen type signing, yeah, I'd rather just bring Petrovic back.
Yeah.
No, but Kobo isn't a Jorgensen.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if they're going to do the Kerbal thing or if they're actually going to do something that's going to make a difference to this team.
Assuming it's you, okay. Let's assume it's Kobo. Would you guys? Who would you have, Kobo or Petrovic?
Probably Kerbal.
Yeah, probably Kobo. I mean, when you said about distribution, it suits this system. Right now, we're just asking Sanchez to kick it long, so it doesn't really matter who the goalkeeper is at the moment. So as long as they can kick it
I will say on...
Or Sanchez opposed.
No, it's an instruction. These players don't think for themselves, these generation of players. They just take instructions. Whether they execute it or not is a different discussion.
These generational players.
There's
no Mavericks anymore. I mean, they're just they're just robots.
And when you do have a Maverick like Palmer, you play him in a system that isolates.
Well, that's up to Palmer.
I'm looking at Carbo's FB ref. He's got a really poor cross prevention percentage.
I don't care.
It's
I don't like.
That's just
I just don't care
Wait.
about these stats anymore. Like
Obo has a bad cross prevention.
claiming.
yeah, like claiming crosses and stopping, stuff like that.
I hear that. However, when we signed Mendy, right, and this is part of why like I was against him from the beginning. When we signed Mendy, I watched I was looking at scout reports on the guy, and there was this thing about his I don't know how to word it, but like when he saved shots, he always pushed the ball back into danger. His parries, I think that's the right term to use, was very
Yeah.
in terms of conceding goals. So that's why I was against him. But when he played for Chelsea and he was good for actually even when he fell off, whenever he would save shots, he never pushed it back into the space of the opposition. So I don't know. When I look at certain stats like that for a goalkeeper, I think it might also just depend on the sort of team that they play for. I'm gonna have to watch Kobo to know if he's actually if that stat is fugazi or not. To be fair,
I'm also just going to point out that stat, by the way, the same stat that Oliver just said that Kerbal is bad for. Sanchez is in the top 1% in all top 5 leagues for that. So that means nothing at the end of the day because
Really?
at
And
the end of the day,
people rate that aspect of his game. God damn.
yeah, and it's we watch it every day and it's terrible when you actually look into the stats. He's in the bottom. Bottom 9%. He's in the bottom 9% for crosses against in terms of how many crosses he faces as a goalkeeper. So that just basically means we don't allow a lot of crosses in the box, and the ones we do allow, he mostly claims. Apparently,
yeah. So you have to look. Yeah, so that's why a lot of things matter. Like how many times are you facing that sort of thing, as opposed to just people just look at the percentage, just a stat, and think it means something. No, like you have to see it in practice.
Yeah, I mean this is all I can go on now. I haven't watched this guy.
Yeah,
and I was gonna say he's also.
I'll be honest about that.
I need to watch
This
him to know
season-
if that actually means anything.
Well, this season, Dortmund have been shit as well. They've been terrible this season. So
that stat would
part
then
of it could just be they're allowing a lot of crosses as well.
Yeah, so then that stat makes sense. So you then need to look at how many crosses do Dortmund allow compared to how many is he able to claim to actually figure out if he's actually good at that or not.
Colbert might be too old.
He's
Yeah,
27.
this is being brought up. 27. Currently making 170 euros a week.
Be perfect though. In terms
Oh yeah, we're going nowhere near him then.
Maybe.
Sorry, Marshall. I just had a question for you. What are your opinions on Carney Chukwuemeka? Because just your opinions on him. How highly do you rate him? Just wanted to say that.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. I feel like you are.
ACP
But
cooking, man.
No, don't let me.
in terms of Carney, though, I like the player. I thought he could have been pretty good for us last season and this season as like a 10, maybe even like an attacking 8. He's got potential to be a really good player.
And would you say he has higher potential than 6'4" Daniel?
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can stay there now. I knew as soon as he said I can have higher potential, I was like, oh, you're
Dortmund are at least willing. At least
Don't
Dortmund
let-
are willing to sign a
Don't-
contract for a
CP,
lease
don't
clause
let
of
him-
40 million. But
CP,
but
don't let him
Torino,
silence. Don't let dictator Marshall silence the minorities, man.
I know, dude. This but oh my god, I could see his potential. We got a Carney Chukwuemeka who hasn't literally played for 2 years, has gotten people in Dortmund willing to have a release clause of 40 million, while we took a month to try to sell a man for 15 million euros.
Yeah, because it was a bidding war, dude.
No, it wasn't.
The bidding war of 50
It was a bidding war
million?
between Lazio and Torino. It's how much more obvious do you need it to be that there was a bidding war? It was between both clubs.
Marshall,
A
can I
bidding
tell you?
war-
Wait, let's
bidding
Scott. Let
war
me do this. Let me do this.
15
Job.
million. Are you
Sorry.
high?
One second. Scott, you're incorrect. Okay, the bidding war started at an amazing 12.5
Yeah,
million
just because
euros
it's not a fucking.
and went all the way up
Listen,
to the building heights of 50 million euros.
listen. The Civil War was still a war in America. Just because it wasn't one of the biggest wars doesn't mean it wasn't a war. It doesn't have to be World War II
Okay.
size.
But do you but like you know about any wars that happen in Africa, Marshall?
No,
Wait, what?
You know why? Because no one cares. The same way no one cares
Oh
about
my
Lazio.
God, damn! I
No
couldn't
one
say
cares
that.
about
I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that. I couldn't.
Sorry,
I
it's the
couldn't.
same comparison. I know. I'm not gonna lie. No one cares about Lazio. No offense to Steve who supports Lazio, but no one cares about Lazio interior. Well, I'm sorry. No one.
No one. No one.
Bro, Conte wanted Casadei. We fucked around and he got McTominay. And McTominay's doing a better job than what Casadei would have done.
Probably. I don't know. I can't speak on it.
There's no problem.
Time will tell.
Wait, no, you can't say time will tell. What we just saw, Carney Chukwuemeka has released clause of 40 million that Dortmund easily accepted, while we took 1 whole month for a player to be signed for 50
Bro,
million.
they accepted that because they're not paying it.
Except
Yeah,
the
they're
loan.
not
Yeah,
paying
they
it.
ain't
No,
paying
but
the
there's a
release
loan
clause.
fee. There's a loan fee.
We've said it's
Yeah,
a
they're not gonna pay it,
non-factor.
though.
Yeah, the loan fee's probably like a couple of million. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be half the price of what Casadei was sold for. Even if it's 5 million pounds, it's like 7 million euros.
Yeah. We're really trying to push people to, trigger the release clause. That's why that's the loan.
No one wants to. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, you don't play the player. Surprisingly, Casadei gets more minutes than Carney this season.
So fucking funny.
But we won't talk about that, right? Right, CP?
What?
Yeah.
That Casadei got more minutes than
hold on,
Carney. Yeah.
CP, let me ask you a question. Who would you rather play DM for us in the Conference League? Casadei or Carney Chukwuemeka? Who cares?
What are we
The answer
doing?
is who cares? The answer is
doing?
I don't care, yeah.
KDH. I'd rather
Answer
That
KDH.
is-
who cares?
Honestly, I didn't care. You're right.
I'd
I
rather
did not care.
KDH.
I did not care. You're right.
Okay, let's actually move on to another potential outgoing, but we don't really know because things are something really weird going on with this one. That it could be the club, it could be the player, and I feel like the player is being judged a little too harshly. But let's just discuss it. So we actually, let me see where. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's bring up the next topic of discussion is Disasi being blocked from a move. So, okay, let's discuss it.
Man, I hate to see it. Club blocks.
Club blocks. Chelsea are stalling and have still not given the green light for Axel Disasi to join Aston Villa. The player hopes that an agreement will be found quickly. Tottenham have considered a late move for Axel Disasi, according to Matt Law yesterday. We also have here that apparently for Fabrizio saying Tottenham are now pushing to agree on an Axel Disasi deal with Chelsea as negotiations are ongoing today. As reported 2 days ago, Spurs want 2 center backs, Danzo first, which they already got through the door. After Draguson's serious injury, Aston Villa agreed terms with Disasi, but not with Chelsea so far. Chelsea will only loan Axel Disasi with an obligation to buy, or if they receive a significant loan fee. They would also consider offers to sign Disasi permanently for a fair market price. Fabrizio saying here Aston Villa are insisting again for Axel Disasi, with Chelsea negotiations continue between clubs, as players said yes days ago. Tottenham made contact today, could sign 2 center backs based on conditions, and then Tottenham are now pushing to agree on Axel Disasi deal with Chelsea as negotiations are ongoing today. As reported 2 days ago, Spurs want 2 center backs. Aston Villa agrees terms with Disasi, but not with Chelsea so far. Then we have here, negotiations over Axel Disasi have hit a stumbling block between Villa and Chelsea, who are both competing for UCL spots this season, as they have yet to agree a loan fee, according to The Athletic. Aston Villa are unwilling to meet the £60 million valuation of João Felix, which we will talk about next, while a loan move is currently off the cards. As for Axel Disasi, Chelsea are demanding a high loan fee from Villa, who they see as direct competitors this season, unlikely to happen according to John Townley. Then lastly here, Tottenham have agreed a loan deal with Chelsea for Axel Disasi, no buy option clause, no and loan fee included. Axel Disasi not accepting Spurs' bid, as he already agreed terms with Aston Villa. Chelsea have no intention to negotiate Villa as UCL spot competitor.
Bullshit.
That being said, the long and short of it, I think Axel Disasi staying.
It's bullshit.
Right.
Because they didn't want to sell us Duran. That's why we don't want to do the business with them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
And also, how can they be a UCL spot competitor when we're on target and our target is not to finish in the UCL this season? Make it
I
make
like
sense.
the way you think. I like the way you think, Scott.
Just make it make sense.
Listen, I don't think Spurs is happening on the player side, because if we have to put the performances aside, I think he genuinely really likes Chelsea. You see it when he performs well and how he engages the crowd. I genuinely think he admires Chelsea. So it's a loyalty thing.
Merchant. It's not a loyalty. It's just a passion merchant.
But I think to an extent he wouldn't want to go to a rival because of that.
I'm so happy for him. You can give him a sticker as you kick his ass out the door.
Thank you, Scott.
And
Thank you.
the only reason he's turning down Tottenham is because they're 15th.
That's also a factor, a big factor.
That's the only factor.
Are they still in 15th actually? Let me look at this.
Yeah, Aston Villa also has UCL football that you can play in.
What?
That as well.
Yeah, that as well.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's a big.
They're
factor.
14th now, Marshall.
Oh,
Get
14th.
it right.
Look at that. Tottenham are 14th.
Woo.
Good for Tottenham. We'll crash it on Tottenham.
Yeah,
a bit.
they're 2 points behind Manchester United. That's dude. Let's go.
Play Kellyman. I don't even know what playing Kellyman's gonna do, man. But yeah, I mean, is there really much to say on this one? Like, I'm sure people are disappointed he's not going, but did we really care?
Whatever,
if he was gonna go or not?
The issue is however he leaves, it's not. He needs to leave, but he's not going to leave permanently this window, and that's ultimately what needs to happen.
Jess.
He needs to leave. Like, he's going to leave on loan. I don't care where he goes. If he goes to Villa, cool. If he goes to Spurs, fantastic.
I need him.
That high line. Chef's kiss.
Jez, I want you to suffer. I want you to continue to suffer, Jez. I just want you to
Realistically, I think obviously with Disasi, if he had gone to Spurs, we would never have been able to.
Movies.
I hate to say this word because I don't like to talk about this nonsense. Yeah, but we would not have been able to recoup any money because if he was in that Highland, bro.
I was gonna start twitching in a second.
You know what I mean? Food. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? You just get a train run on them every single time, bro.
Hey yo.
Let's be real, bro. You know what I mean? Like it will just be continuous. Like the way he would be getting cooked. You think Dregerson, and Archie Gray was bad, him, Archie Gray, fucking hell, man. You know what I mean? Like,
but by the way, people, for everyone who's watching this, or for the audio listeners who can't see the stream, that was the Muslim Ahmed. He was talking about running trains. Okay.
Huh? Oh my god, bro.
Yes. For the audio listeners, yes, I did say that. Full chest. How about that too? Lovely. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? There we go.
Oh my god.
Just for some advice for the audio listeners, always be
Kiss
fast.
the early morning
Don't be
of these
last.
shows goodbye now, Marshall, with that.
Always be.
I don't even know what to say to that. I just
Ahmed, is that
Jose.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Is that go first? Is that what you said to the people at the Lily Phillips thing?
Are you autistic? Man? You know,
I'm not
man,
autistic, no, but you're the one that said always go first, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, listen, yeah, don't forget I said always go first.
Hang on, Ahmed, he's not autistic, he's Nigerian to begin with, okay? So I don't know why he's doing it with nation.
My apologies, sorry about that.
Hey, Trinidad and Nigerian crime.
He's not from Austria. He's not from Austria. I don't know why he's saying he's autistic, but he's not from Austria to begin with. All right, so it's all good.
My apologies.
I don't know what this is.
Wait, hold on. Surfer, so let me ask you then.
I hate that
so
joke.
autistic people are from Austria. So
Oh
what
my
do you call
God.
Nigerian people? You call them what? You say it, Surfer. Say it. You call them what? You call them what? What? Say the word.
Nigerians.
We're just gonna go solo now because this is getting way too out of hand. I do not want this channel to be canceled. I appreciate you guys and what you bring to the table. This has been the Casually Chelsea show. We're done. We're done. Let me bring you guys back in. Fucking A, man. Take a little too far sometimes.
You know, you just need to talk to the, as Surfer said, the Nigerian. I think the Nigerian is causing a lot of damage here. That's what
I didn't say that. That's extremely offensive.
No. Ahmed. But according to Surfer, I'm not Nigerian. I'm a. What's the word, Surfer? You said? I'm a what?
Irish.
I literally said,
Calm
down.
Oh,
Let's have it right.
Austrians are autistic, so Nigerians are what?
Yeah,
Nigerian.
chill.
Oh,
Mm.
Austrian.
Nigerian.
I got the word Austrian mixed up. Sorry, I thought you said Austrian.
Maybe you are a Minerals fan after all. Anyway.
Maybe.
He can't be. He's from Trinidad. He can't be.
Yeah,
He's
let's
from
go
Trinidad.
backstage.
I've seen the wind of change. And just accept it.
Anyway. Yeah, say it, Surfer. Say the word. Say the word.
Anyways,
Which one?
let's talk about João Felix. How about we do that? Let's talk about João Felix
I like that
since
idea.
that's the next topic. Felix deal is now looking a little complicated. So, as you guys saw in the previous tweet there, a valuation of £60 million, according to John Townley, for a João Felix.
What?
Yeah, that's the valuation apparently. No, for João Felix as well.
So Felix.
Yep. That's a lot. But let's continue on. Let's see what's going on with the João Felix deal here. So anyways, Aston Villa and AC Milan remain concrete options for João Felix until deadline day. The latest here, also AC Milan are on the verge of signing João Felix on loan until the end of the season. Then we have here that Jorge Mendes will arrive in Milan tomorrow to meet AC Milan. The main agenda will be for João Felix, and I believe from the beginning this has been mostly an agent move, right? Like it's been Jorge Mendes trying to get João Felix to another club so his value doesn't devalue. So Fabrizio Romano saying here that negotiations between Aston Villa and Chelsea for João Felix are currently complicated. Chelsea are asking for an important financial package for João Felix to direct competitor for UCL. Discussions for Axel Disasi continue, but also with important loan fee requested, not an easy one, and very much so like what Scott alluded to earlier. I thought the target wasn't UCL. Anyways, João Felix's salary makes the potential deal to Aston Villa complicated. We have here, even after Villa signing Rashford and Asensio, João Felix remains a dream target for Unai Emery, according to Fabrizio Romano. AC Milan want Felix on pure loan. Chelsea said no, according to Di Marzio. Chelsea are only accepting the departure of João Felix under the following formulas: outright sale or loan with obligation. So they want to make money off the João Felix.
Hang on. Hang on. Go back to that previous. Did you see the message underneath that one? Look,
Why will he say in club sell a player like?
That's the problem with this. That's the problem with this fan base. I don't know what João Felix is.
No, Surfer.
Hang on.
No, Surfer. No, he's not a Chelsea fan. That's not Chelsea.
Surfer, I get to tell my kids we had Ricardo Kaká on my team. Okay, I get to tell them I had Ricardo Kaká.
It's not just
for you, Surfer.
It's not just a Chelsea fan. It's football fans in general. I don't know what João Felix has done to deserve this much admiration and praise.
Well, what about the comment below it? João Felix, leave my club now.
Well done,
CFC Woodsy.
Woodsy, proper Chelsea.
Proper Chelsea. Last tweet here from Fabrizio. Aston Villa still can't sign João Felix because Chelsea are not opening the doors to their conditions. So João Felix is staying.
We also, by the way, wouldn't be able to loan him and Disasi to Villa.
Yes.
You can only do one player. Yeah, you can only do one player.
Oh, I see.
They'd have to buy one of them, and they're not spending 60 million on João Felix.
It's okay. They can spend 40 million on Disasi. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, they're definitely spending 40 million on Disasi.
Imagine.
Hey, they're desperate. They're desperate for center back. They're desperate.
Are they though?
Yeah, they're
got a season out. He's out for the season, right, or something?
Well,
they had to play Kamara at centre back against Wolves the other day.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're on their
Jesus
knees,
Christ.
to be honest, for center back. So.
Wow. Axel Disasi's the one, man. Just go for Axel Disasi, Villa. Well, actually, the club doesn't want to negotiate with, I guess, competitors for the UCL spot, even though...
Well, they want it for a good price. That's the same thing with João, right?
Give us the good price for Disasi, then. Why not? But yeah, I mean, are any of us upset that this is even happening?
No.
And we're even negotiating João Felix?
No, he can fuck off.
Yeah, I just don't care.
I'm deeply saddened by how this. As you know, I advocated for his signing in the summer, because I just thought he would electrify the Premier League and take it by storm. And I'm just saddened that he hasn't had to. We haven't actually seen the best of him. Like Raheem Sterling said, we haven't seen the best of João.
And Marshall, I just want you to let you know, this is the biggest news to Surfer, and I don't want you to forget that this man is a Lakers fan, and we just got Luka Doncic, and this guy's more devastated about João Felix.
I couldn't care about the transfer.
Yeah, Luka who? Who's Luka? Who's Luka Doncic, man? João Felix leaving my club?
Luka Doncic.
Dude, I really, honest to God, 1 second, I'm sorry, Marshall. I don't care about the transfer. I don't care about anything. I don't care, dude. I'm so happy. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Sorry, Marshall, I had to do that. Sorry, I don't care.
João Felix is a wonderful football player, as we know. He deserves a spotlight to show his amazing skills. I just hope we are able to facilitate a move that's beneficial to him more than anything than us. I mean, we have robbed this guy. We've stopped this guy's progression. I'm just going off camera because I've got something in my eye, so I've got a tear, and I just don't want to put that on camera right now. So please, for the love of God, João Felix, just go. You have our blessing. I wish. Can I do a banner for him tomorrow, please? What it is, please. João Felix will always be in our heart, but I just hope that they retire the number 14 shirt, and whenever our new stadium is built, they either name a standout of him or do a statue next to the greats of Drogba and Terry and. Obviously they have to do a white one for Terry, but a statue. The rest.
I shouldn't have laughed at that.
Felix, we will miss you, man. We miss you. You will never be forgotten.
Sorry, can you do me one thing? Because as a memory for all of us, can you just sing one more time? João Felix, whoa. João Felix, whoa. I'm saying, can you just do that for us as a last goodbye to João Felix?
Man.
And I would simply say
another one we brought. Another pointless silence. Pointless silence that we brought, bro.
Why are you interrupting when I'm singing?
We don't care.
Why are you interrupting when I'm singing?
we don't care.
João Felix, whoa. João Felix, whoa. He came from Portugal and did fuck all. João Felix.
And I shall simply say, good fucking riddance.
Rest out.
That's harsh.
Yikes! No, that was beautiful.
Marshall.
That was beautiful.
What was the point of all of that?
Marshall, I get to tell people that I
covered the news
out of Chelsea,
and João Felix isn't going anywhere. That's
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't care about Felix. I mean, just the whole 10-minute thing that Surfer and Scott and CP.
I was expressing my feelings.
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm expressing my feelings.
Because you have shut down so many things on this channel, but you let that to run.
Exactly.
You were about to drop the N-word 20 minutes ago. Yeah,
No.
I can shut that down, sir.
Okay. I'd rather hear that than hear this. Okay, I'd rather hear that than hear this.
Are you saying?
Yeah, go to Rumble. Go to Rumble if you want to hear that.
Are you saying as a?
By the way, I wasn't gonna say it.
You were making me nervous, sir.
I wasn't gonna say it. We wanted to.
No, I was just gonna ask the right question. Are you just saying, as a black man, we're not allowed to say those words on your channel? Like, are you
Are you silencing them?
Yeah, you silencing me for my right to say my own slurs?
Well,
I can't do
that. Ahmed, Surfer's speaking, and he's from Trinidad, so he's not silencing.
Ahmed, are you saying that Marshall is one of those people that says if I can't say the word, no one can? So are you saying that's Marshall?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's the real question you got to ask ourselves, man. You know what I mean? My voice is being silenced. You know what I mean? My rights are being silenced.
Are you saying we can't celebrate our culture?
That's
I think we just have to be better, don't we? We just have to be better.
Sorry, but
we're just gonna have to rise above it, man. We're just gonna have to rise above it, as Sam said, man.
We shall overcome. That's what we
shall overcome. We will be free. We will be free one day.
We We can't. I can't. The stream is gone off to me.
I'll be honest.
Chelsea, please sign a player.
No.
I'll
I'll be honest. I'll be honest, man. That midfield signing. I just want. Sorry, before you go.
Someone said something. Can you bring up that last chat? That CNF.
How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you?
Sir. I'm Trinidadian, born and raised.
Born and bred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Born and bred.
Yeah, but surfer. Because you're white passing, Marshall allows you. But if it's me and Ahmed, when it's me and
literally,
Ahmed,
what are you doing on this panel?
Hang on, bro. Are you saying
you're not here?
Well, I'm on the bottom. I'm on the bottom. Why?
Are you saying that I've got some type of privilege? Is that what you're saying, right?
I'm saying Marshall thinks you have privilege. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, Marshall's switching now. Because when the
cameras
camera's on, you switch. When the camera's on, you switch.
You know what? You can even have the show. You can even have the show.
It's an uncomfortable conversation, to be honest, man. You know, I personally feel quite uncomfortable.
Prime, say the words you want to say now before it gets back.
Hey,
by the way, Prime, you're frozen. By the way, your picture's frozen.
I know. I know that's on purpose. Surfer, notice how he put you in the middle. Because again, Marshall, because you're passing, so you're okay. So Marshall separates me and Ahmed.
You know what he's done? You know what he's done to this panel? He's made us an Oreo cookie. That's what he's done right now with this panel.
He's made us an Oreo cookie. There you go, man.
He separated the Africans. Crazy.
There we go, man. Crazy. But again, you know, if we start saying stuff, you know, we're the ones in trouble. But
hey, when we speak the truth, it's we can't say it, man.
We can't speak truth to power here, man. You know, it's worrying.
I don't know why he's trying to set up the white guy in this.
Exactly, he's trying to set you up, man.
No, it's a worrying environment that we're in.
Hey, do you notice he removed Oliver and he told Scott to turn his camera off?
Yeah. Very, yeah.
Dark days, surely. There we go.
He's lost control of the show.
Or as Marshall wouldn't say dark days, he'd say mild light days. We know he doesn't like those.
No. Marshall.
Oh my God! Or as he might say, milky days ahead. Milky days ahead.
No, as Marshall would say, Marshall would say that's just a normal Ahmed and Prime.
There is a reason Marshall's favourite weather is snow. I'll just leave it like that.
Hey, there's a reason why Marshall doesn't like the Dark Knight. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Interesting indeed.
Hey, have you noticed Marshall's watching every...
Okay, that's where I draw the line. How dare you say I don't like the Dark Knight? How dare you say I don't like the Dark Knight? How dare you
That's
say
where you do the line. That's where you do the line.
Have you noticed Marshall's
a white man dressing in black?
Have you noticed?
You're saying blackface. You're saying blackface. I get you.
Minstrel settings.
I was born in darkness.
Have you noticed that Marshall was...
Whoa, what does that mean?
You're gonna mold up people. What?
Yeah, this is I must say, man.
My Dark Knight love for Dark Knight.
Ahmed, do you know which Marshall's favorite and least favorite color Power Ranger was? I'll just leave it like that.
Oh,
have you noticed that Marshall? He's watched every Marvel MCU movie except
for the Black Panther. I got you.
I mean,
okay. I'm gonna reel it back into. I'm gonna bring it back to reality. Let's bring it back to reality. Let's bring it back to reality. Okay. Wow. About witches that use black magic.
I like that, Ahmed. Well, let's bring it back to reality. Okay.
Let's actually bring it back to reality. Yeah. The reason why, by the way, we are all joking right now. Yeah, and all
we're not joking. Wait, we're not joking.
Listen. The reason why we're doing what we're doing right now, yeah, in general, right, is because the club is like, you know, just doing nothing. You know what I mean? That 18-year-old kid signing, man, I can't wait for it, man. Inject it into my veins, man. You know what I mean? Inject it into my veins.
Are you fantasizing about an 18-year-old kid into you? Is that what you just asked?
Yes, man. I need more youth. I need more youth in me.
You know what? Let me save Ahmed here. Ahmed, are you saying the reason why the club...
Oh my God!
Ahmed, are you saying the reason why the club haven't signed the player is so that we can expose him all for what he is?
Oh, crazy,
Hey, I tried.
crazy.
Hey,
man.
Ahmed, I tried to save you, man. I tried.
It's alright, man. Much appreciated. No,
Hey,
but
No,
obviously,
no,
Discord has a
no,
receipts
no,
section. You know what to do. Clip
Hey,
receipts.
chill out, chill out.
Put it right in there.
Chill out.
No, it's not.
I'm
Marshall
gonna-
didn't try and save you, but
Listen, you know what happens, chat? I let them cook until they cook themselves. It's essentially what happens.
oh wait.
Ahmed, never say that again.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Sorry.
Who's cooked? Name names. Who's cooked?
Certain Mr. Nation here.
No, but like one thing I would say, one thing I would say in general is just that
You've said enough.
Jao Felix, you know, again, a guy that we didn't need, we just brought for the fun of that. And then just in general, like today, nothing's come out other than that we're trying to sign like an 18-year-old midfielder and a guy that plays a number 10 when we've got 6'10s, you know. I mean, I don't know like why we love to do this much banter. You know what I mean? Like, can we just like stop doing play? You know, listen, if you don't get top 4, man, I know how I'm looking at, man. That's what I'm saying.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question?
I'm listening.
What did you expect this window?
I only expected a striker.
Or what would have made you happy? How about that? What would have made you happy? With
I
this
just wanted
window?
one signing. But again, I said I wanted one signing. Get me a striker, and the other 2 positions could have been a recall. That's what I wanted, bro.
So you wanted 2 recalls and a striker.
That's it.
Let's
bro.
go around the horn. What would have made this a 10 out of 10 window? We'll start with Ahmed, two recalls and a striker. Scott.
Recall Leslie, striker, centre back, goalkeeper.
So sign a new center back?
Yeah.
New center back, new goalkeeper, new striker, and recall Leslie.
Yeah.
Okay.
The goalkeeper one I knew we were never doing, but I can hope.
Okay. CP?
Get Douglas Luiz on loan, get a backup striker, and get a left winger, even on loan. Just like a goal screen left winger.
So you wouldn't have bothered with Chalobah loan? Or Chalobah recall? Like, I mean, like, if you could have this from scratch, like, what would you have done?
Like, yeah, Chalobah on recall would be fine, because we're not going to spend money on a center back. So, yeah, I would say get Douglas Luiz on his own loan, which is not easy to do. I get it. Juve might want to put an obligation. We'll see, but like, yeah, basically what Scott's saying. Get a midfielder, even if it's one of ours. Get a backup striker and just like get a left winger that can score, so we have an alternative.
Okay. Well, if you had this window from scratch, what would you have done? That would have been a 10 out of 10.
Me?
Yes, Prime.
No, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I know. I was listening to something else. What, like, you mean realistically, or is it like the dream window?
I'm assuming realistically. I'm assuming everyone's doing realistic ones.
No, realistic.
Okay. What I think should have been and could have been realistic is as soon as the window starts, you recall Leslie. Instead of spending 2 weeks of the window messing around for Guehi, fine, recall Chalobah, and then go put the money down to buy Osimhen, even if he stays at Napoli for the rest of the season. But at least get the money, like pay for him, so he comes in the summer, and then in January, because we need another striker, I guess take Ferguson on loan until the end of the season with no obligation to buy, and then stop playing Sanchez and put Jorgensen in goal. I think those signings will be enough for us to cement top 4.
Surfer,
because realistically, I don't think we can buy a top centre back. At least in terms of what's available to buy, I don't think we can buy a top centre back. So instead of me wasting time to get Guehi, just bring back Chalobah until the end of the season. We can make do. So long as Jorgensen's in goal, I trust the defense enough. So bring him back, bring back Leslie, so we have bodies in midfield. And then get a backup striker, so Jackson doesn't have to play all the time, and that's enough for me.
Surfer, what were your realistic window would have been? Your 10 realistic window.
Sign Guehi and still bring back Chalobah. sign Douglas Luiz on loan, or bring back Hugo Chilwell, and sign Osimhen. That's what I would have done. Instead of then get sick of this. There's no PSR issues. Be past it. So next, there's no PSR issues even for this year because they've got Club World Cup money coming in, 60 million, or just for entering. You know what I mean? You know.
Okay.
So.
I just kind of want to hear because, like, obviously, all of you.
Oh, Dortmund was there as well. Dortmund was there as an easier tap in as well, but we didn't do it. So, but then again, he's 19, so everybody, I'm surprised we didn't do it. So,
everyone here is obviously upset with the window, and I kind of wanted to see
I'm upset.
what have made you happy.
We're going into the last day of the window. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
That's what we're upset with most. We're waiting to. We'll get all the bullshit rumors. Oh, they've made a late play. Oh, Chelsea tried to make a late play for blah, 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 blah. Like that. Shit.
Yeah. You guys know where I stand on this. I would have been okay with just recalling the Ugochukwu and recalling Chalobah. We'll see the rest out in the summer window.
And you think, would you be able to put your trust in Jackson? Yeah, getting you the remaining amount of goals just to seem to get you top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need the weed they give in New Jersey, man. I need that, man.
Wait, Marshall, repeat what you said, what you would do.
I would have been happy with just recalling Leslie and recalling Chalobah.
No forward.
No backup striker.
No.
Okay.
We can get a better striker. I said realistic. We can get a better striker in the summer.
Are you also assuming? Are you also assuming Nkunku and Felix don't go? They stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
I don't understand his thinking. It's like everyone goes, we can get better player in the summer, but we have to get Champions League football to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why for me.
Why not spend the money now? Why not spend the money now to get into the Champions League? So you've already got the players. So then in the summer, you're not spending a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, 5th place can get us Champions League, right?
Now
we know that.
Fifth place shouldn't be reliant.
Oh, but we
not
need
a guarantee.
But we need to cement it. That's what I said.
Man City could go out in the next round to Real Madrid.
I'll say we did this.
That's why I said
bring.
That's why I said bring. Get the Osimhen deal done, even if he doesn't come in Jan.
Exactly.
Get it done for the summer. I then get a striker on loan, whether it's Ferguson or someone else.
Here's the thing. Let me run you through why I think realistic, right? Okay. Osimhen. The amount of money, sure. Let's just say it's available. Is Osimhen going to leave Galatasaray halfway through the season?
Like after he said, prepaid for the summer.
But I'm saying I'd rather. Well, that's fine. But now because everyone's saying don't bring in an option for January. Okay, so Osimhen's off the table.
I didn't say don't bring someone in January.
No, I know you didn't, but I didn't mention bringing anyone in January because I just don't think it's realistic either. Now Ipswich, they're fighting a relegation battle. Their best player is Delap. Or there might be another player in there too that I'm not aware of, but as far as I'm aware, their best player is Delap. They're heavily relying on that player to help them survive and stay in Premier League. So that's off the table. It's not going to happen. With Gyökeres, is he honestly like a real option? Are Sporting going to want to get rid of Gyökeres when they've kind of been on a decline ever since Ruben Amorim left? Like, Sesko. I don't want Sesko. He hasn't been impressive. I wouldn't be happy with a Sesko.
Marshall, you said they're on a decline. Sporting have won 4 of their last 5 games in the league, and they're still first by 6 points.
I think Marshall means they're not looking as good. I think that's what he means.
Yeah,
they're once again they've won 4 of the last 5 games. They're looking just fine.
Oh no, I know, but I know what Marshall means. But regardless, but that's why I said Marshall, at least get the Osimhen deal done for the summer. But we still need someone now, because if we don't get top 4 or don't get Champions League, then it's pointless. So
the only option out there that I would see as realistic would probably been, and I'm kind of surprised we didn't do it, is we should have swooped in for Boniface as soon as we found out that Duran was going there.
He's not.
See, Everyone always has gripes with some striker, some shape or form, or Kolomoani on a loan. That would have been perfectly fine with me too.
You're forgetting he's my countryman. This idea of Boniface is a lot better than the reality. Trust me, this guy is not.
But he's a striker. That's a backup striker.
Is he?
Listen. I've sat on the stream and I've said I'm okay with Kolomoani on a loan. Everyone turned it down. That's a realistic one. Another realistic one would have been Boniface. And now you're turning it down, and I'm sure other people are against it as well.
No, Prime, we can't. Yeah, we can't. If it's on a loan, we can't keep on shutting it down. Oh, it's my countryman. In 11 games, he has 7 goals.
Victor Boniface. I just want to step in here because you said Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface, if I'm not mistaken, is currently injured. Like he's actually literally a pointless signing. That's why I've not even mentioned him at all whenever I spoke about strikers.
Well, how long is he injured for?
He's out for quite a bit, bro. He's out for quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like the entire year.
Yeah. Like, So, and the other problem is he's injury prone, bro. And we've already got guys in our team that are injury prone. We don't need we need a striker that can last us at a minimum for 6 months, bro. Again, now.
So what if I said Isak?
Yeah, that's not realistic in January.
Again, see what you're doing, Marshall, is what I like to call. Yeah, you're trying to say, oh, why do we just not go for the top player? You know, this club's not going to do that. They're not going to pay 150 million right now for Isak.
Sorry, Ahmed. I just checked because I just double checked. He was injured, but he's actually fine, and he scored today actually.
Oh, is he back? Because I thought he was. Yeah. I knew he got injured.
So he was injured until the 18th of January, and then he was on the bench.
So but Marshall's talking about the loan until the end of the season. Fine. I don't rate him, but so for until the end of the season as a stopgap, fine. Because I do think we need someone. However, the guy that we need to bring in, he still needs to be good enough to help us get top 4.
Yeah, Boniface, I think is a good enough profile.
If he ends up starting over Jackson, which probably be a possibility, the guy needs to be able to do enough to get top 4. So whether it's a Boniface or Ferguson or whoever,
I'll be honest with you though. I don't think half of the. I'm gonna sound deluded saying this, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't think a lot of these options even bench Jackson. I think we need someone to give Jackson time away from the limelight to pick himself up and go back to the form he was in the beginning of the season, and then he'll get back to being a starter.
I agree with that.
That is not true.
I kind of agree, but I get what Marshall's saying. He means in terms of like whoever you bring in, have them at least compete, and who wins, it benefits Chelsea regardless.
Because let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Like, let's honestly, let's put aside recency bias. Let's actually think about this in front of us. Prior to these last 7 games, I think a good amount of us were kind of content with Jackson being the starter, and we just wanted a backup striker.
Nope. I literally said Scott was saying, because me and Scott had a little discussion on this channel in October where I said I still wanted a striker, and Scott said I'm fine with the new striker, but I need to see how Jackson plays this entire season, and if he's good enough, then I need a backup. But for me, I personally said I don't trust Jackson enough. I want a new one. So I disagree with that.
I've always said we needed someone either to compete or be number 1 of him. That's been my thing. But this season in general, even before the Sergeys, I've been one of the ones that's been saying I don't really feel like he fits into the team. Because I've been saying that for quite a bit, particularly the way we play and stuff. I don't think his play style necessarily suits us anymore.
I agree with Ahmed on that.
Because I've been saying that for quite a while now, bro. It's not even whether or not I think Jackson's good enough. It's just that I don't think he suits us as the way.
Ahmed, in the first half of the season, I think he does.
I disagree with that entirely. I don't know where you get that from.
No, because I think there have been certain games this season in the first half of the season where we've still done well and won, but just Jackson being a lack of an aerial threat, that went unnoticed in certain games because we still won, and now in this 7-game run, it's being exposed that we don't have an aerial threat up top. And I am someone who defends Jackson. I back him. But that we still need another striker. Me personally, I would like to see Jackson maybe play out wide and see how good he is there, or even play at front too. And I look at Maresca and his lack of flexibility. I'm not even saying that's a good or bad thing, but there's certain times when could have played Jackson and Nkunku up top, and they would have worked for certain games. Like using what you actually have within your squad.
I don't think they'd work at all well together.
They
Really?
would. They've linked up well together before.
Yeah,
when
they
they
look
played.
good in preseason with Poch. That's about it, though.
When?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
a
that's-
game.
Yeah, but that's all they
It was
had
like
to
18
play
games.
together. Yeah, but that's all they
Yeah,
had to play
yeah.
together. That's
But
the
they
thing.
want to occupy the same area. They don't know, and this lack
Yeah.
of aerial threat is hardly fair to Jackson, who only just recently started crossing it into the box. So it's not been like all season we've been crossing into the box.
No, we did when we played.
We were doing it at some
We played.
points.
We played City first game of the season. Hold
We
on,
only
we
started
played-
doing it from Brentford game onwards.
We played
Yeah.
City first game of the season, and when we were 1-0 down, we put in 3 brilliant crosses in the box that Jackson just wasn't there to capitalize off of. And I remember saying it that if we had an Osimhen or a Samu, they would have scored one of those
Yeah.
crosses.
But-
And also,
1-1.
if you
But,
at
what,
the
hold on,
game
but what
were
Surfer's
after-
hold on.
alluding to, what
And
Surfer's
that-
alluding to is that we
It
weren't
went
playing
from
like
all
Frank
season to
Lampard
one
crossing
game,
Shalah.
yeah.
No, I know,
Like it's just something that happens in
I know.
a game.
But I know, but that's my point. We've had
Just one game then before
opportunities.
Brentford.
It's not one game because
Nottingham Forest as well. I remember Nottingham Forest. so
I've
we
been
tried-
mentioning
we were
this
doing that
earlier.
too.
We weren't
in
crossing
season.
in that much against
There's
Forest.
been, hold on, bro.
At home,
relax.
yes, we
Hold
were.
on,
I'm
there's
pretty
been-
sure at the time.
There has been games earlier in the season that I was talking about how we have certain opportunities to capitalize off of our crosses, and there's just been no one there. If we had a physical threat, if we had Samu or an Osimhen or a Yokre or whoever to capitalize off of them, that actually would have been beneficial. But we haven't had that.
Cross it in hardly. I don't. You guys
Because
are
we
mistaken.
don't have any, bro. We don't have anyone
No,
up there.
no,
to
because
cross.
we haven't chosen to do that style of play. That's why. We have only just started from the Brentford game onwards to cross it in more. That's all we've done.
So you
We haven't done
okay,
it
As
so
a
you
tactic.
so what?
Done it occasionally,
so you think it's a
occasionally
tactic
in
that we
one or
just
two
changed?
games.
You think it's a tactic that we've just changed to now?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I do. Yes,
Why do you
that's
think
why.
we're
That's why Cucurella's been asked to get into the box a bit more. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I
why
do
do you think
think it's a
Maresca?
tactic.
Why do you think Maresca's changing it now when we don't have
I don't know
a presence
because
in the box?
no, I tell you why.
Doesn't matter though.
Because against Brentford, there was a stat out that Brentford are very poor at defending set pieces and crosses. That's why.
Same thing with
It's
Wolves.
No. I know that's that, but that's a one-off. I mean, why have we
Okay.
kept doing it?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah,
here's the thing, I just had this disagreement on Chelsea Hour last week.
So we did against
We've
City.
scored out of our 48 goals this season, 8 of them have come from crosses. We don't need to just head the ball to cross it or to score a goal, and you know that. We had, and it's worked for us, 2 or 3 games where Marco Cucurella crashes into the box and he scores a goal from a header. So, or scores a goal in general. Like, you have wingers in Madueke and Pedro Neto that have a brilliant cross on them. Why not use it as a tool for potentially breaking down the side? It's just another way of winning a game. I don't necessarily agree with doing it every match like we have been more recently, like as a focus really. But if it's a strategy that we have and it's gotten us goals, why not? You know, it's not like Frank Lampard's crossing Shalah. That was over the top. That was too much. But
Technically, it kind of is because the only reason why it's working is because we've got a really good left back in terms of like knowing when to go into the box. But like that technically should be going to the ST. But our ST's position has been so poor, he can't react well or move
in
to
recent 7 games.
No, in general when it comes to crossing,
No.
he's not a good. When has Jackson been good at heading the ball? Barring the 1 or 2 times he scored.
Again, heading isn't the only way you're supposed to score from a cross.
Oh my god. No.
No.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Oh, Marshall, remember,
You're talking about
on this
him
point.
crossing.
No, because you remember, Marshall, on this point, I defended Jackson earlier in the season when we were talking about him being a poor header of the ball, right? But Ahmed does have a point in terms of being a presence up top. So, like, sometimes this is something I say a lot about. Actually, let me not mention Osimhen because people might get triggered. Certain strikers, like a Haaland, because of the presence that they are, they just attract defenders towards them, which just creates more space.
Literally what David Fodge just said, yeah.
What?
Literally what his comments saying, pretty much.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. I just, again, I rate Jackson. I'm not saying we should be done with him, but we do need another guy to come in And I think Jackson will like fight. What's the word? Jackson's not going to run away from the competition. So who we bring in of quality, Jackson will fight. And whoever who wins, it's beneficial for Chelsea regardless.
And the other option that was out there too was Matthijs Tel, which I don't even know if Matthijs Tel is the one I would want to bring as competition for the striker position. And you know what? Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight's 2020. I look back at oh my God, how am I forgetting his name right now?
Who are you talking about?
60 million for the striker right now at Tottenham. Jesus Christ. Solanke.
What? Solanke.
I'm looking at Solanke right now, and I probably would have paid for that. 60 million for Solanke right now would have helped us tremendously. And Solanke's not doing bad at Tottenham. Just Tottenham suck. And then when I said that back then, though, people crashed it on me. But
you actually know what Solanke's goal return is this season?
It's not that great. But when you look outside of the GNA, he's been a pretty good player for them.
No, he's been average this season. He's been average or injured.
Him and Kulusevski have been two of their best players. He only
not
just
if you're on Tottenham streams.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. All right, well.
No.
Also, I just want to go back to something you said, Marshall, earlier in relation to the Champions League. We need to stop doing this because this happened on Lewis's stream as well. We need to stop doing what we did last season about, fifth is good enough. Stop this.
Oh, no,
that's all we said last season. Yeah. That's all we said last season was, it's fine, we can get fifth because Liverpool win the Europa League and City will win the Champions League. It's fine because City will win the FA Cup as well, and none of those things happen because they all shit the bed. City twice. This season, by the way, someone mentioned it earlier. I can't remember who it was. If there are, I think, was there 2 teams in the Europa League? If either of those teams win it, fifth does not get you Champions League. So, and if also they don't win it, that affects the coefficient. So you're in a lose-lose situation there already. We effectively need someone to win the Champions League or get to like the final or the semi-finals. We need both like two or three English teams to get to the final or semi-final.
And that's relying on City, who probably go out to Real Madrid. The Villa side have no experience of Champions League football. And Arsenal don't do well in Europe, so it's really only Liverpool that realistically can get to a semi-final.
But
then in the Europa League, you've got to hope that United or Tottenham, say what you want about them in the league, in the Europa League, they're actually doing good this season. You've got to hope they don't win it.
If United draw a Spanish team, that's game over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But this is where I go back to what we were talking about with the realistic options. I just don't see too many realistic ones.
Osimhen's realistic. They're just about
Osimhen was realistic in the summer. It should have been
realistic now. Just about to sign Morata.
No, they have signed Morata.
Galatasaray signed Morata.
But he stated it's been stated that he doesn't want to leave Galatasaray over loyalty.
Before they signed Morata.
Loan
of obligation.
Marshall, you know why I know that's bullshit? Because when he was signing for Galatasaray, it was being spoken about how he would be willing to leave in January if Chelsea come back in for him. So this whole loyalty.
Not if Chelsea. He said he had a clause. I didn't hear the Chelsea part, but I heard he had a clause that he could leave in January. But players can change their mind.
You know what it is, Marshall?
He won't change his mind. If a club comes in, he will leave. He won't change.
You know what it is, Marshall? I feel like you just wanting, cope. You know what I mean? For the reason we're not getting a striker right now, bro.
No, I'm trying to understand why people are getting so mad about not getting a striker, but then you're not telling me realistic options outside of Osimhen.
No. We gave you a realistic option, and right now all you're
outside
doing,
of Osimhen, what'd you say?
I've told you before, another guy that we could have gotten, even though I was crashing on him, and I did not like him. I repeat, I did not like him. Even though he's at West Ham, probably even at Evan Ferguson, as a loan option.
That's why I said it.
Deep in my heart,
I'd rather Kolomuani. I had options. I said Kolomuani.
Kolomuani and Jackson
on a loan.
Kolomuani and Jackson are very similar. Again, the reason why I'm talking about an Osimhen. We're talking about Evan Ferguson.
But
we're
why
talking
do
about
they
guys
need to be completely different profiles? If it works
because
for the
one
system,
we already have that profile, bro, and it's right now, and it's not.
He's in bad form. It's not that he doesn't fit the profile. He's in bad form.
No, we have Kolomuani already. Jackson Koulibaly, if you look at the way they play and how they play, it is very similar. Why are we going for guys that are very similar?
Always, no. It makes sense. You always see Jackson's better than Mwani, but in terms of the profile, it is similar. Because Marshall, remember, we were saying this. Even when Jackson was doing well, we were still saying a backup has to be a profile that offers us what Jackson doesn't. We were saying this, bro.
Or I was also saying there is also the option of having a backup that fits right into the system that can interchange when Jackson's not doing well, can just come in and take his place, and the system's not jeopardized.
No, that's pointless.
I mean, you can say it's pointless just because you don't agree with it.
It's pointless because the whole point of having a backup, the whole point of having two strikers in a team, more often than not, is to have a different profile to play differently. Like, for example, Haaland's backup was Alvarez. They're not the same type of player. They don't play the same way. They play differently.
Exactly. You know, I'll give you a good example.
I just don't agree that that's the only solution.
Can I give you a good example right now?
No, but that's the way you build a team. You don't build the team to have all the strikers play the same way. Because what happens? What happens when you come up against a team where that type of striker doesn't work? What do you do then?
I get that. No, I get that.
Like the example I'm going to give you right now. Easy example. Atletico Madrid right now. They've got Julian Alvarez, plays a certain way. It's a lot shorter. Getting behind sort of striker, work sorting that counter attack and stuff and everything like that, right? That's one guy they've got. Then they've got on the bench Alexander Soloff, big man, can hold the ball, technically sound, can get on the head of a header, can good in the crossing section, right? So they've literally got two different archetypes that they can just switch around whenever one is not working after the other. Our thing is that's what we need. Right? If Jackson, go ahead.
Very simple. It's even more simplified. Ollie Watkins, John Duran at Villa.
Oh, there you go.
No, what do you mean? Chelsea example, Diego Costa and Loic Remy. Remy's a pace match, and we got Diego Costa who's a booster.
I'm just saying, it's even closer up to date version is Ollie Watkins, John Duran at Villa. Two totally different profiles, two totally different styles.
Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
That's closer to them being like similar because they were both like that. They're closer than the other examples, but I understand the point. Like, but this is the thing: is like I'm trying to think when we won the Champions League.
Sergio Aguero and Edin Dzeko.
There you go. When we won the Champions League, we had Havertz as a striker, and the backup was Giroud. They're not at all the same.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it's funny because now Havertz is.
We would kill for Giroud.
It's actually funny because that's what he's been used like. But no, you're right. Like you do need to have two like different and especially if you can have two like top level striker profiles at Chelsea, that's a good thing, bro. So if we believe, because I still believe Jackson can develop into being an elite striker. So if we have another profile, like if we would have got Samu,
bro.
What? He's a fraud. He's still my boy.
That's the worst endorsement you can get, man.
If Jez is defending you, then you're cooked.
That's basically a chairman. That's basically
JDO, man. That's you're getting JDO'd.
That's the dreaded chairman backing from a under fire manager.
Marshall, that's like Stalin backing you. You don't want the endorsement from Stalin.
But anyways, like if we would have got Samu, bro, to have Samu and Jackson, I know they're still like young and developing, but like Samu would have got us goals and helped us win certain games that we've lost this season or we've drawn this season.
It's all right. We don't jump Felix for that. It's different price.
Big up Felix.
I mean, listen, it's just it seems that the Chelsea fan base can't come to a consensus who the fuck the realistic backup striker would be or the starting striker would be. Osimhen is the only one, really.
No, there's plenty that we could have got. Like the worst thing we could have done this window is do nothing, which is what they've done. Like I said before, like there are guys that we could have got on loan that I would have hated, but I could have at least made sense of. At least we did something. It's better than nothing. Vlahovic, Ferguson, Awoniyi. Insert this guy's name outside of Koulibaly, and it's not because of the player being bad. It's because the profile doesn't fit. There are guys you could have got. They did nothing. They have done nothing. So we are again stuck with a guy as back. We are either stuck with Nkunku as backup, who we saw against City. He's got one foot out the door. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't. He's not a striker, and his heart isn't in playing for this team, and I don't blame him. The other option is a kid who, I reiterate, before coming to Chelsea had played 180 minutes of men's football.
He didn't even play, bro. Because the manager didn't trust him. So I mean, it's even pointless to talk about Gui. I'll be honest.
He's played in this season for us. He's played like 300 minutes, like 200 minutes of those are in the Conference League.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, that's who we're relying on if Jackson doesn't perform.
Yep. That's why I criticize the sporting directors. You should have done better in the summer. You should have gotten.
The reality is, right now, I would probably, and I'll say it like this, yeah, is that our chances of top 4 now is up in the air. I don't know what the percentage chances is going to be, 60, 70, 50, 40, whatever it's going to be, but it does put our chance of top 4 up in the air right now, bro, because then, particularly towards the end
We're in a
stretch,
top 4 race. It's that simple.
No, I said I'm talking about our chances of getting top 4 is up in the air, in the sense that, obviously, without this, like, striker help and stuff like that, I do worry about, you know, our chance of getting it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, listen, we came close last season with the same striker in worse form in Jackson. We were only 4 points away from it. Now we're on course to do better than last season. Newcastle drop points, Man City drop points. If we win tomorrow, which, please, for the love of God, please. If we win tomorrow, we jump up to 4th place, 2 points ahead of Newcastle and City. So, listen, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm just sick of this fan base and how they've been reacting this whole entire time like we're in a relegation battle. It's absolutely absurd. I understand the frustrations with the team building. I'm not happy with it either. But at the same time, outside of Osimhen, I don't really see that many realistic, beneficial options out there. So, if they do it in the summer, then I hope they do.
They're not going to do it in the summer.
Then, you know, Marshall, you keep saying why are people critiquing them, stuff like that. I feel like a lot of people brought up good options here. Twitter's always going to be accessible, whether you like to admit or
Evan Ferguson, I don't like as an option. That might just be me. I just don't rate the guy, and he's also so injury prone.
The problem
is there's an if and or but for anything that you bring up. And we're talking
not really,
realistic.
bro. Listen, at the end of the day, listen, you need to get something to happen. You're going to have to accept any consequences you're going to take. It's a flipping January window, bro. Right now, I just say we need something to help us increase our chances a bit more. Because that's what we need right now.
In an ideal world, you get that something, and that's something, I don't know, what? Julian Alvarez, Griezmann, like, there's plenty of strikers out there. But I'm talking, this is January. Teams are in a title race. Teams are in a relegation battle. Teams are in cup competitions. They're not willing to sell. They're trying to charge overs.
Marmoush was literally brought from Frankfurt, who are having a great season.
Second top goal scorer in the league.
You can't say that no one's willing to sell. You cannot. When Marmoush is brought in the same window, you cannot tell me that.
I'm not trying to say as like an absolute. No one out there is ever going to sell. This is January. No one ever sells. Obviously, clubs sell. How likely they are the chances are a lot lower in January than they are in the summer. Mind you, this conversation started from the fact that I was going to be content with just recalling a center mid and a center back.
But that would have only solved our injury issues and like our depth issues, bro. It's not solving the main issue, right? One of our main issues, right? Which is a goal scoring issue.
We are the 4th best goal scoring team in the league.
We're not going to do this for Arsenal. No, not anymore. That's a lie now. Arsenal are fifth. So now we're 5th now. We're 5th now. We're 5th now.
We're 5th. Okay.
We're 5th because Arsenal scored 5 and they were 1 behind us.
I feel like also, Marshall, yeah, you know, you're being a bit selective with your stats here. Listen, the stats, as someone that has studied statistics, yeah, statistics can show you one thing, but you need to always dig a little deeper into the statistics, right? And you know this too. If you look at our last 7 games, we have, I think, in each game we have roughly scored only 1 goal, right? 1 goal is what we've roughly scored on average in our last 7 games. Off the top of my head, right? But only Everton was the one where we didn't score a goal, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, guys? Like, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it was pretty much, right? But
Everton, Ipswich too.
Everton, Ipswich, right? But in general, it would average out to 1 goal per game, right? And knowing the defense that we have, even if you're bringing a Chalobah, we know we need at least at minimum 2 goals, yeah, to win a game, realistically, because of the defense we have, and we're not able to do that right now. And the thing is, it's pretty much been one guy scoring that goal for us who's playing the 10 position.
Not true.
What do you mean? In our last game,
Madueke scored back to back, but I get what Ahmed is saying. And by the way, we also have to remember Sanchez will still be playing in goal, so we're going to have to be scoring 2 goals a game, maybe 3 to win. So if Sanchez is not getting dropped, then the other solution is let's get another striker to come in, bring in more firepower. Because I said back in the summer that can be the only way we can get top 4. We need firepower.
We just need to outscore our opponents, but it's something that everyone here said. We realized our centre backs are going to be kind of a bit meaty. Some of them are going to need time, right? Reality is we're just going to need to outscore people. That's why it was working so well for us in the beginning of the season, because we were outscoring guys.
If Jackson was still scoring goals and he wasn't on this bad patch, I would still want another striker to come in January.
Because we always know that the bad patch was always going to come. It's sometimes some strikers
the only reason why this bad patch of Jackson has been extended is because we have no one else to fill in. If he was going, he had 2 bad games or 3. You take him out, you bring in someone else, we still win games. All of a sudden, like no one's talking about Jackson not scoring in 4 or 5 games.
Where is the source? Where is the source that Sanchez is getting dropped?
The same way how people are trying to analyze Palmer for not doing well, right? Well, if we were winning these games, people wouldn't be speaking about Palmer. Or as much.
To answer this, by the way, the source is essentially it's in the air, because Maresca said, "I'm thinking about it in terms of if he's going to start Sanchez in a presser." Listen, in terms of like this whole striker situation, for me, I fundamentally disagree with you, Ahmed, where I think the biggest issue is our defense, not so much our attack. So if we shore up in the defense, a few of these games are probably wins. And we can go through it. Crystal Palace, the Eze goal doesn't happen, that's a win. We were winning. Crystal Palace, second time, we were winning. We win over this, actually. We don't have to do this again. That's just where I'm at. I'm not saying we don't need a striker. I would love a striker right now. But outside of Osimhen, like I said, I just don't agree with the options out there and how realistic they might be.
This bad run we've been on, have most of our losses or dropped points been from winning positions, right?
2 of them have been at least. There's Fulham and Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Marshall, I'm gonna use when Prime's finished. I'm gonna use one of your stats against you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I'm just because there's been, and even there's the Palace game earlier in the season where we were winning 1-0. I just think that as much as, again, you can say the defense, which I hear it, but the biggest, Marshall, you'll agree, the biggest problem in the defense is the goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So if the goalkeeper isn't getting dropped, and I think I'll be so surprised if he gets dropped against West Ham, and even if he does, I don't think that means anything. I think he's getting dropped for the FA Cup game, which again is going to happen anyway because of the rotation. But they'll view it as they'll word it as a dropping, but it's because of the rotation. But I don't think Sanchez will get dropped for any of the Prem games. I think he's going to be our permanent goalkeeper for the rest of the season. So if we can't fix that problem, then at least fix the other problem and get me more goal scorers. If we have more goal scorers, then maybe we can offset the balance of Sanchez and still make top 4.
I agree. What were you going to say?
If Sanchez got dropped, by the way, then I would be looking at it and saying, listen, I want a striker, but fine, at least I've dealt with one problem. So hopefully we can still win games or stay in games at 1-0 or 2-1 and get through it. But with Sanchez,
I'll respond to Prime and Ahmed after Scott says what he's got to say.
So you said we've got the 5th best attack in the league, and that's why we don't need a striker.
Not necessarily why we don't need a striker, but that's why I'm not so worried about the attack.
Oh, okay, no worries. We've got the 6th best defense, joint 6th best defense in the league.
Surprising.
So defense obviously isn't that much of an issue either.
It could be better. That's where I would improve. Because at one point, we had the best attack, and in these last 7 games where things have dried up, we've obviously dropped down the table in terms of best attack. Our defense was always 4th, 5th best. It was never up there with our attack.
Sorry, Marshall, if we were the best attack and our defense was also the best defense, then we would be what? The best team. So if you were saying
we were up there, we would still be in second place.
no, we would.
It wasn't that long ago when we were talking about a title race.
No, we wouldn't be. Yes, but we as a fan base said we were going to drop off. Besides that, we wouldn't be second. We would be first because we would have the best attack and the best defense. If we're best in both categories, that means we're going to be probably number one. Okay, so we were what? We were the fourth best defense.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you had the best defense. I said it could have been better.
No, it doesn't need to be better. Yeah, the attack could be way better.
Our attack was the best at one point. We had the best attack.
Yeah, so was Tottenham.
So was exactly. Tottenham had a better attack than us. After we fell off, Tottenham were number one.
So we had So we had the best attack and the fourth best defense, and we were in a title race, quote unquote. But like we all admitted that at that time, that the only reason it looked like we were in a title race.
Can I just point something out?
Was because of how bad City and Arsenal were doing. But in reality, we were the third or fourth. We were performing like a third, fourth place team. So, in order to get back to being a third, fourth place team in this league, I need to get back to having the best attack or one of the best attacks, because we still already have a good defense. Take out Sanchez, and Sanchez isn't getting dropped. So I need my attack to go back to scoring goals.
But this is Scott. You wanted to say something, and then I'll rebut, and then
no, you can. I was just going to say Tottenham are still currently the joint third best attack in the league, despite being with it.
Yeah, listen. I think there's a balance to everything, and where I find issues with maybe how you guys see this whole thing, maybe not all of you, but I kind of can't help but, I guess, get this sense or this framing that I'm hearing that our season is going to continue going downward instead of go back to how it was. And I don't see why it can't go back to how it was.
No.
Like, that's where I'm at. Like, it's just, I don't know why, like, now that we're down in the dumps, the problem is our attack's not good enough. But at one point it was, and it could go back to being that way. But now, no, it's not good enough, and it's going to stay not good enough. That's why I'm kind of backing Jackson for the rest of the season, because there's nothing to show me that Jackson can't go back to the form he was in before.
Yes, I can, because last season he didn't do it. He had a little purple patch, which we've seen with every striker in the history of mankind. Advertise a purple patch every season that we make fun of.
I don't think Jackson had a purple patch.
And
last season, and if we got to be honest with ourselves, though, last season, literally, there was only one game, the whole season, where we won without Cole Palmer. Outside of that, we needed Cole Palmer to win us every single game.
What game
this
was
season, I don't remember. I'd have to look it back up. But it was one game. I already did the research.
Marshall, I agree. Okay, you know what? On the Jackson
No, hold on.
thing-
Let me just land my point.
my bad. Sorry,
Because
my bad, sorry.
the same thing with what you're saying, Prime, right? Robert Sanchez has been Robert Sanchez for as long as we know. Last season, Robert Sanchez was doing Robert Sanchez shit. This season, he's continuing to do the same Robert Sanchez he was doing before.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not forget, he cost us against Arsenal. Let's not forget all this bullshit he did last season.
Yeah.
Even with Robert Sanchez, we were getting by. Mostly because of our attack. I agree with you guys. But we were getting by earlier in the season. I don't want to stick with Robert Sanchez. But there's a possibility where things could go back to how it was, where we were doing pretty decent even with him.
If you don't mind, can I go before you, Prime?
Well, I just want to say, because
that would be a big issue, though.
I agree with what you're saying about the Jackson thing. I hear you, but my thing is, like, and I even said this, like, I think a game or two after the Spurs game, I don't remember who we were playing, but I was saying, I caught this from early, that Jackson is burnt out now. He needs to come out. And so if we had a different striker off the bench to come in and play this last 7 games or so, we wouldn't have lost all of them. We would have got through, and I'm not saying win everyone, but say win 5 and draw 2, and we would have got away with this. That's my point of, we're not, like, our main guy is burnt in Jackson, and we have no one else. I'm not saying drop Jackson for the rest of the season or sell him. My point is, I need someone else so we can continue doing it. Because I can't trust Sanchez. And our biggest strength or our best strength was our goals, and we now don't have our goals. So I need to bring them back.
Yeah.
somewhere.
So the thing I've been saying is that, listen, of course there's a possibility. Listen, there's always the real possibility we can get back into form, etc., start going back to win games. But what this period should be showing you is that we need security, Marshall. Right? There's always the reality. We go back on like a good 5-game winning streak, and then we may start having like, you know, those odd draws, you know what I mean, in between them and stuff like that, and where we start to drop points in key games, right? That the key thing is security. You need security, bro. You know what I mean? You need to make sure there is a viable plan B, right? Whether it's Jackson on the bench for you, the new striker, or whether it's the Jackson and then the striker that's there for you as the plan B, bro. That's what it is. This last 7 games have shown us, bro, we don't have a viable plan B as our striker. In our striker position to help us score goals. That's all it is.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
needed that.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen, I'm just in the mindset of like, listen, I think the attack will come good. Things will turn around. In the long term, this isn't sustainable. We are going to need an option. But for the rest of the season, I think we can still get top 4 with the 2 suggestions I made of recalling Leslie in case Caicedo were to fall. Because if Caicedo, that's the thing. Jackson, in the form he's in right now, he's not scoring goals. He's gotten 1 assist in the last 7 games. Someone else can come in, a Guiu or an Nkunku, and give you the same output. But if Caicedo were to fall, then our season's over. Our season's over. It's that plain and simple. If Jackson were to fall, we still have a chance. If Caicedo were to fall, it's done. Wrap it up. We ain't getting top 4. So that's where I'm at.
I agree.
And so that's why with those 2 recalls, I'd be content. I would suggest Maresca if Jackson doesn't turn it around, find a different solution. If it's not Nkunku, give Guiu more minutes. If it's not Guiu, try Felix in the striker position or try something else, change up formation a little bit. You're going to have to get creative. I mean, we had Cucurella as an attacking 8 2 games ago. You know, like he's not afraid to try players in different positions that we would never think of. So that's where I'm at with it. Final thoughts, guys?
More scout.
Listen, it'll be interesting to come back to this video if you don't get top 4. That's what I would say.
It will be. I'll bookmark it for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting roller coaster going on for the rest of the season. We'll see what happens tomorrow, if anything even happens with Chelsea. We have definitely plenty of outgoings and plenty of loan outs that we've seen, but no incomings really outside. Nothing serious in terms of incomings. So very much like Winter Surfer there. I'm pretty fed up with it.
No new Garnacho news over the weekend.
Nothing with Garnacho.
Not even a repeat of stuff.
Nope. So Ahmed,
you
promised me a Garnacho.
There's still 24 hours, or less than 24 hours now. It'll probably be 23 hours, 21 hours remaining. So.
In 21 hours,
JC,
Leslie Wachuk will be back in Chelsea blue.
I hope so. I pray. JC,
I hope so. Yeah.
JC, I was making a joke, bro. Not mascot.
Yeah, man.
He's
This
just
is a little
copying
meme
what
we have in
what
here,
Ahmed
JC.
is doing.
It's just a little little meme, you know what I mean? We say Marsh out until it's serious
Scout.
story.
Yeah. I'm also going to eat because I'm probably a little cranky because I haven't eaten. So, all right, ladies and gents, we're done here. It's a show. It's a wrap. I had Garnacho stuff to bring up, but I think this conversation was a lot more entertaining than rehashing Garnacho BS. So, big up to every single one of you who smashed up the like button. We got to 83 likes in this video, which is phenomenal. Hopefully by the time 24 hours from now, we'll get it to 100 likes. So if you haven't done so already, over 100 of you guys have been watching. Smash up the like button. It helps us out tremendously. Also, I forgot to play. Did I play this video yet? No, I haven't played it yet. Big up to Man City. Yeah. The humbling at the Emirates. We'll never forget this day. The humbling at the Emirates. 5-1 is crazy.
This looks so bad that we
5-1
lost.
is crazy. But
It makes our loss even worse. It makes our loss look so worse.
Yeah, it does. But hey, it is what it is.
I'll throw a better team than us.
Yeah, it is true. Arsenal are a better team.
Yeah,
than
but
us.
5-1, fucking hell.
Yeah. But big up to every single one of you. Thank you so much for locking into the stream. We're gonna raid out to Sarcasm City.
They're not live. Oh yeah, he is live. Yeah.
We're gonna raid out to Sarcasm City after the mini heart attack I nearly got because I thought we weren't gonna raid out to him.
Prime not wanting to help Flawless. I'll report that.
But big up to Flawless, and be sure to copy paste your message. Let them know where you're coming from. Big up to every single one of you guys in the panel, and big up to our members. Proper casual and higher tiered members get shout outs at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to EPL Turf, Pels, SDFC, Benny, CAA Mafia, Adam CFC, TM127, EE, Hassan Nawaz, Dark, Adrian A. Soliman. Big up to you guys. Appreciate the support at the proper casual level, and big up to all our members as well. We'll be back tomorrow to review the game against West Ham. Please, 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 a win. Please a win.
Does he know?
We need a win so bad. Please.
Arsenal big like this. There's only one inevitability.
It's really bad. We need a win. We need a win.
We're gonna win, guys. Horrible. Don't worry about it. We're gonna win. It's best time.
Okay. Yeah. Please. We don't need. If Graham Potter crashes it on us,
if not, he's gonna win.
Casually F1.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm a Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. I got Luka Doncic. I don't care.
Okay, man. Give it up, bro, man. We don't care.
I got Luka Doncic. I don't care. I don't care. Hold on.
This fucking franchise here in California, somehow they have. You know, we talk about clubs having unreal luck here. This club has unreal luck.
Call the show Wednesday.
The craziest luck I've seen in my life.
We'll see you Thursday for predictions, ladies and gents. Predictions.
Wait.
And then we'll see you again.
Both suffer.
Have a good night. Stay casual. Peace.
Marshall out.
2 collabs.